National Vocational Education Qualification Framework. In this session, we'll discuss in detail about the need for starting National Vocational Education Qualification Framework, operational problems being faced in implementing NSQF, then matters pertaining to policy, implementation, monitoring, evaluation, certification. So all these issues we are going to touch upon during this session. Before I come to the topic, in the beginning itself, I would like to give you a sort of brief case study of the state of Punjab. And from there, we will take a clue as to why NSQF has become so important today. So I am giving you some facts about the state of Punjab. And these facts speak about what has happened in the state of Punjab in recent past. The very first thing which has happened in the state of Punjab in recent past is the number of farmers reduced 12% in Punjab during 2001 to 2011. And during this very corresponding period, there has been a drop in farm labor to the extent of 21%. Now, this is what is really happening in our farm sector, and it's well-known fact today that farmer's son doesn't want to become farmer. Of course, there are many other professions wherein the present generation doesn't want to pick up the work which was being done by their forefathers. Then also we have seen the use of technology in farm sector and increase in input cost. They are going to further aggravate the situation in farm sector in Punjab. So cost of farm inputs is increasing and farmers are getting more and more indebted. This is what is happening, and there is definitely a shift of farm labor to industrial and construction labor. So these 12% farmers who have left job, who have left farming, and 21% labor who have left working as farm labor. So naturally these people, they got to find out some opportunity for them, and they are now shifting from farm labor to industrial or construction sector. Then newer ways of agriculture are definitely going to require fewer people at workplace. In fact, as and when we make use of technology or we make use of advanced techniques, so naturally we need lesser number of people, and for that matter the farm sector is no exception as such. We have also seen the return of industrial labor from different states to their home states after implementation of Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. In fact, this Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, it started getting implemented from the year 2005, and slowly now almost all districts of the country are getting covered under Manrega. And people in rural areas or eligible persons under this scheme, they are assured of 100 days guaranteed employment. So ever since this thing started happening, so people from Punjab, Haryana and nearby Delhi, so people who had come from western UP or eastern UP or Bihar, so these people, they have started going back to their respective places because they are getting assured employment for some their minimum number of days in their home states. The surplus labor from agriculture sector, unfortunately this labor does not possess skills other than farming. Now when these people become surplus from farm sector, and thereafter they do not possess any other skill, so it becomes a very frustrating experience, and the problem arises as to what these people should be doing after leaving the farm sector. Farmers who exit from farming by selling their land do not have much of investment skill. So people who are selling their land, maybe land is being purchased by the realty sector, or maybe the land is being purchased by industrialists. So people who end up selling their land, they do receive a lot of money, but then unfortunately these people, they do not have much of investment skill, and they are unable to plan as to how they should go about investing this money and getting regular and assured returns. Now, these are the facts which are prevailing in the state of Punjab, and like if it is happening in Punjab, I suppose it would be happening in nearby states, in many other states. So similar scenario we feel it should be existing in many other states, and it's posing a serious problem to the people who get affected, and also to our policy formulators, to our labor and country as a whole. Now, this was the scenario pertaining to the Punjab state. I would now like to share some of the facts with regard to the country as a whole. When we talk of our country, India as a country, then what we realize, what we find today is 60% rural population who are largely engaged in agriculture and allied activities. This 60% population is hardly adding to 14% of our GDP. So it's only 14% GDP which comes from farm sector, and remaining 86% GDP, which is contributed by 40% people who are largely engaged in manufacturing sector and in service sector. So they are contributing almost 86% of our GDP. Only 4% of the rural students, when we look have a look at the university education system, what we find is only 4% of the rural students, they join universities and institutions of higher learning in India. 96% they are from the urban areas. 71% of our population lives in rural areas. Almost 29% or 30% population, they are living in urban areas. And almost 30% of our population is also living below the poverty line. Now, the definition of poverty line is revised by the government from time to time, but it's a fact that 30% of our population is declared as population below the poverty line. Rural students have higher rate of dropouts, and only 52% rural students, they complete matriculation. So remaining 48% people, they prove to be dropout, and these people who prove to be dropout, who do not go to college thereafter, so naturally these people also, they need to pick up some skills and they need to earn their livelihood. Also, the country is faced with a serious problem with regard to the child labor, and in our country almost 4 crore people are working as child labor, despite all efforts being made by the government. Then provision of free education and midday meals has not been able to check the dropout rate of rural students. Rather, the dropout rate in some of the states has increased after lot of scheme, and particularly this midday meal scheme started. So these are some of the facts about the country as a whole. And when we look at the employment scenario or work participation and their respective contribution to our GDP, so what we find is the 55 to 60% of the workforce which is engaged in agriculture sector, almost 55 to 60% people, they are engaged in agriculture sector, 28% engaged in service sector, and 17% workforce, they are engaged in industry, or in other words, you can call it as the manufacturing sector or the factory sector. So look to their respective contribution. Contribution of agriculture, service sector and manufacturing sector in India's GDP is, in fact, a year before it used to be 16.1%. Now it has further come down to 14%. Contribution of service sector at present is around 60%. Last year it was 59%. And the contribution of factory sector is around 26% or so. So that's what really constitutes the total GDP of our country. Yet another fact about India is, at the present rate of urbanization, 46% population, which is going to be almost 634 million, they will be living in urban areas by the year 2030. And now our present government is going to lay little more emphasis on constructing new cities. So if that happens, maybe we even go much beyond 634 million people. So we may even exceed this figure which is mentioned here. Then on the whole we can conclude the Indian economy is presently marred with low level of productivity, low level of employment and low level of income. In fact, when you compare the GDP contribution of almost 60% people who are living in rural area and contributing only 14%. So now when you compare it with what is it people in factory sector, manufacturing sector and service sector are contributing. So people in rural areas, they are contributing, their contribution is very marginal, very marginal in nature. And in fact, this is what is really creating a lot of gulf between the rural people and the urban people. So earning of rural people being very small and earning of people living in city, that is much higher in their comparison. So this is what is really creating this gulf between the rich and the poor. And this kind of situation cannot be tolerated for all times to come. That is why, like, we got to really skill our people, particularly those living in rural areas and those who are living in slums and all, or those involved in agriculture and horticulture and other allied activities. They need to be given a lot of skills so that they can really enhance their earning power. Now we proceed further, and here I would like to discuss with you the kind of manpower which we need in our country. So as per our policy formulators, the entire manpower working in the country, they can be categorized in 4 categories. They can be put in these 4 categories. These 4 categories are in India, we need large number of rust collar workers. We also need large number of blue collar workers. Then there is a need in the economy for grey collar workers, and there is definitely need in the economy for white collar workforce. So ladies and gentlemen, at different center, I would request you, wherever you feel I am making use of some terms which are not, which you are not familiar with, you can always interrupt me. You can ask questions right there rather than waiting for the session to get over. So let me give you a little more idea about what do these terms really mean. When we talk of rust collar workforce, this rust collar workforce, they are basically the people who by and large perform manual labor. They are the people who by and large do manual work. They do not get paid on monthly basis or weekly basis. They are usually either paid on hourly basis or on daily basis. They are the people who are largely involved in agriculture sector, maybe in horticulture sector, in construction of road, etc. And these people, they do not really possess much of skills, so they got to by and large perform the manual labor. And this is the section of the workforce which is largest in number. So rust collar workforce, they are basically the people who work at the ground level, at the lowest level. They do not have any access to social security measures. They do not have any access to Provident Fund, Employees State Insurance Act or Accident Benefit Act or other statutory benefits which are usually available to people who are working in organized sector. So rust collar workforce, so they are the largest workforce in the country. Then second category is, we do have blue collar workforce at present. We would be needing them in days to come as well. So the concept of blue collar workforce by and large remains the same as we used to call them earlier. So blue collar workforce are basically the people who work in factories. These people, they get paid either on daily basis or weekly basis or maybe on monthly basis. These people are slightly better than the rust collar workforce. They do have access to social security measures like contributory provident fund or some other medical benefit, etc., or some other statutory benefits. So these people are better than the first category, that's your rust collar workforce. The third category of workforce which is going to be needed in the country in a big way is your grey collar workforce. Grey collar workforce are basically the educated lot. These people are qualified. They would be found having good knowledge of information and communication technology. They are somewhat computer savvy. They are good in reading, writing, problem solving, taking somewhat risk, and doing work in different offices. They are capable of making use of information technology. So this category of people, they are also known as the knowledge worker. So these grey collar workforce are nothing but the knowledge worker. Then the fourth category, and probably their number is going to be the minimum in any economy, and that's your white collar workforce. So when we talk about white collar workforce, they are basically the people who are professionals, who basically believe in working in offices, and they are basically the civil servants, people in dignified supervisory positions, clerical positions, then advocates, architect, engineers, bureaucrats. So these are the kind of people who are termed as the white collar workforce. And I personally feel, so far as supply of white collar workforce is concerned, they are available in the country in adequate number, and they have been in existence for so many, almost from the very beginning, and there is no dearth of white collar workforce within the country. So probably we got to lay more emphasis on preparing manpower under rust collar workforce, blue collar workforce, and grey collar workforce. So these are the four categories of workforce which we are going to need in days to come. Then, keeping in view the kind of workforce which is required in the country, so All India Council for Technical Education, the apex body for making and maintaining the norms for technical education in the country, so they were asked to frame a national vocational education qualification framework for the polytechnics and engineering colleges in the country. So AICTE worked on it, and the framework has been evolved. The task which was given to AICTE, the idea was that this framework would link the school, vocational and university education system into a single system, and it should be a system which is national in character. In fact, the idea was to include or cover all streams of education, whether it is at the lower level, middle level or higher level, be it your say general education, vocational education or professional education, be it university education or polytechnic or engineering college. So the proposed national vocational education framework, it was to cover all these systems. Now the feature of this framework include, important feature of the framework include, National Vocational Education Qualification Framework is a kind of framework which cuts across all sectors, and it covers all regions of the country and all sectors of the economy. So it's a framework which runs across sectors and across the country, and all kind of skill development programs get covered under it. Then the program envisaged under NVEQF, they are short duration, focused and modular. So small program, focused and modular program, and whichever institution gets involved in conducting NSQF program, so it would be insisted upon that they should make all possible efforts to help students in getting placement in different sectors of the economy. So placement assistance becomes yet another important feature of the framework. Then programs have to be delivered in local languages, local vernacular. Then program could be run on full day basis, on half a day basis or weekend basis. So there is enough of flexibility provided in the framework. A recognition of prior learning is yet another feature of NSQF. So under NSQF, there would be a provision of recognizing the learning which has already taken place there are many people who pick up some skills informally or non-formally or by as a way of hobby. So some people who have already picked up some skill, so under NSQF there would be a provision to assess their skills and to do the certification. Then building pathways for international recognition is yet another feature of NSQF programs. Whatever qualifications, whatever program or skills we impart in our country, so these skills should be nationally and internationally recognized, and they should be nationally and internationally accepted. Then as regard delivery of training, training would be delivered through a network of centers that would include technical and non-technical schools and college industry centers, training organizations and service providers. So there are wide variety of organizations which are going to be involved in imparting training. In addition to the institutions or the framework which I have just announced, in addition to that, for practical training, laboratories of industries could be used as training sites for skill enhancement wherever required. So it's not only institutions, even laboratories and industries, they can also be utilized for imparting skill under NSQF. Now next to training comes the assessment part of it, and when we compare the assessment system under NSQF with our earlier system, there is a total departure. In earlier system, what used to happen, the same training institution used to evolve a program, same institution used to impart training, same institution used to conduct examination, and having conducted examination, that very institution used to do the certification. But now under NSQF, training and assessment, they have been delinked. So training is going to be imparted by some institution, and so far as assessment is concerned, so assessment would be done by some other, or you can say third party assessment. So assessment and training, they have been totally delinked, and naturally when the assessment and training they get delinked, so there would definitely be increased amount of seriousness so far as delivery of program is concerned. Then actually when it comes to assessing the capability of the people, here the emphasis is given on competency based assessment. So, and competency based assessment is basically all, it's described in terms of learning outcomes. So at the end of the program, what is it the candidate has learned, what are the kind of skill this person is capable of exhibiting and capable of practicing, and this all is to be done basically by those people who are really expert in judging the competencies of people at different levels. So assessment is to be necessarily done by the expert who are well trained in competency based assessment. Now before evolving NVQF and or NSQF, so a lot of work was done, and our policy formulators, our planners, people in AICT, they had studied the vocational education system of different countries, and based on the knowledge gained from different countries and our own local conditions, then only the National Skill Vocational Qualification Framework has been evolved. So here in the process of evolving this NSQF, so vocational education and training system of Australia was studied in detail, and in Australia they offer skill development at level 1 to 4. So these 4 levels were studied in detail. Similarly, New Zealand vocational education framework, and in New Zealand they offer skills from level 1 to level 7. So these are a different level as practiced in New Zealand. So they were studied in detail, their merits and demerits were studied, and the extent to which similar framework can be worked in India, that was also studied in detail. And thereafter the vocational education framework of Sri Lanka government, that was studied in detail, and finally the qualification and credit framework of United Kingdom. that was also looked into, and in United Kingdom they have a system of giving an award, a certificate and a diploma, and it all depends upon the number of credits accumulated by the candidates. So if a candidate accumulates up to 12 credits, so he is issued an award. If the candidate accumulates credits somewhere in the range of 13 to 36, so the candidate is issued a certificate. And if a candidate has earned 37 or more than 37 credits, so then the candidate becomes eligible to receive a diploma in vocational education. And here, one credit basically represents 10 hours of learning. So this is how the credit system in UK works, and there are level 1 to 3. So having studied all these different systems, Australia, then New Zealand and UK and Sri Lanka, then our people, they have framed their own national skill qualification framework. Now, the framework options available, so we'll come to the framework options now, and here I would like to discuss case 1 and case 2. Case 1 basically pertains to those students who want to do their matriculation, and after matriculation these students, they may like to go for diploma stream. Case 2 basically pertains to those students who, having done matriculation, they go for 10 plus 2 level of schooling, and having done 10 plus 2, thereafter the student, they may like to go for a degree program in university. We all are aware we have the system of 10 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 years post graduation. That's how the university system goes. But so far as polytechnic is concerned, basic entry qualification is matriculation, and after matriculation one can get into any polytechnic, and thereafter usually we have this 3-year diploma program. In some of the polytechnic we also have a provision of offering advanced diploma, which runs for 1.5 years to 2 years or so. So let's see how this thing framework exists, and here we will consider case 1 and case 2. Now, so whereas this case 1 is concerned, see, under National Skill Qualification Framework, we have in fact 10 levels of skill, level 1 being the lowest and level 10 being the highest level. Right now we are concentrating more on level 1 to 7, and maybe it will take us a few years reaching at level 7, and once the people start reaching at level 7, thereafter level 8, 9 and 10 can also be thought of. But basic framework exists for all level 1 to 10. So right now we'll concentrate more on level 1 to level 7. Now, so far as level 1 is concerned, and let me share with you, level 1 is the lowest level of skill, and thereafter level 10 is the highest level of skill, and 7 of course is in between. So the idea is, so far till now we used to talk about vocational education, and this vocational education in our country used to be terminal in nature, and we so far as vocational education is concerned, in our system which we had till recently, so vocational education was by and large being imparted by ITIs or some NGOs, and a candidate having done ITI, there were hardly any other options left to that candidate for pursuing higher education, particularly in skill. But under NSQF, so there are many options made available. One can, there's a provision of multi-entry and multi-exit. One can enter into the system anytime, one can exit from the system anytime, one can go pick up little skills, go to workplace, and having worked for a few years, if the fellow wants to come back, one can come back and join the training institution once again. So this is how the framework works. This entire system, 10-step system, or level 1 to 10, level 10 of the skill development, so it's going to start right from level 9th itself. And when we say level 1 of skill will get integrated into 9th standard, okay, Level 2 gets integrated in 10th standard, and here the student is going to be offered vocational subject. We'll come to it little later what exactly is to be taught to candidate at 9th level, 10th level, 11th and 12th. So far as subjects are concerned, we will come to it little later. But in both the cases, whether it is case 1, that's your diploma stream after matriculation, or case 2, which is nothing but university stream. So here when it comes to imparting level 1 and level 2, so having imparted level 1 and level 2 in 9th and 10th standard in both the cases, the certification is going to be done by the State Board of School Education. So having done matriculation, now what happens? Having done matriculation, the student under case 1 moves on to polytechnic, and those who want to go for higher education, naturally they would go for 10 plus 2, and when it comes to getting into 10 plus 2, if a student wants to opt for vocational stream, here the student will have benefit of picking up level 3 of skill. So level 3, which is nothing but 10 plus 1, higher secondary school 11th grade. So this is inbuilt in 11th standard. Certification here again is done by the state board, and thereafter sorry for the interruption. एक मिनट मेरे से probably I pressed some wrong button. एक मिनट इसको एस्केप करके दोबारा स्लाइड शो करें. ये थोड़ा कुछ गलत बटन दबा, ये बस स्लाइड शो कर देंगे ऐसे. नहीं इधर वाले इधर. That's right. Sorry for the interruption. So I was talking about the different levels and as to how they are going to be integrated in the school education system, in the polytechnic education system, and the university degree education system. So we have already discussed level 1 in 9th standard, level 2 in 10th standard, level 3 in 11th standard. Now when it comes to level 4, so level 4 of skill is nothing but higher secondary, that's nothing but 10 plus 2, and here a student, when the student is imparted level 4 during 12th standard of schooling, so here again the certification is to be done by the State Board of School Education. It could be CBSE board, or it could be any state board, or it could even be open school board. Now under case 1, as I have already discussed, having done matriculation, the student gets into diploma program, vocational diploma program, and under case 2, having done 10 plus 2, the student gets into a vocational degree program. Okay, so now if it is vocational diploma first year, so the student will have the benefit of picking up level 3 of skill, and if it is vocational, yes please, mic on करना, वहाँ से किया था. Okay. Now if it is university vocational degree, then the student will have the benefit of picking up level 5 of skill. Now when the student gets into vocational diploma second year, so he or she will have the benefit of picking up level 4 of skill, and when the student is in vocational degree second year, the student will pick up level 6 of skill. And similarly, during final year of vocational diploma, that's third year of diploma, the student can pick up level 5, and when it comes to vocational degree program, during third year of vocational degree program, the student will pick up level 7. So this is how the vocational education is going to be integrated in the mainstream education system. So we have discussed both diploma case as well as the university degree case, and we have had the clarity about as to who is going to issue the certification or who is going to certify the skills. Let's now proceed further. Now let's have a look at these different systems of education independently. So first of all, we have the school education system, and this slide makes it amply clear that so far as school education system is concerned, it's only level 1, 2, 3 and 4. So these 4 levels are going to be imparted at the school level, and these levels are going to be integrated in class 9, 10, 11 and 12 respectively. So this is what can happen under vocational education at the school level. Similarly, when it comes to polytechnic system, so polytechnics would be equipped, or they'll have provision of imparting level 3 during first year, level 3 of skill during polytechnic vocational diploma first year, then level 4 during polytechnic vocational diploma second year, level 5 of skill during polytechnic vocational diploma third year, and thereafter those polytechnic which have provision of offering advanced diploma. So these polytechnics can also impart level 6, and this is level 6 and level 7 of skill development under NSQF framework. So at the maximum, polytechnic can go up to level 7. But when it comes to university, at university level, we usually have 3-year degree program, we also have 2-year post-graduation program, and we also have a doctoral program or PhD program. So in university system, a student who has already picked up 4 level of skill, that's level 1, 2, 3 and 4 in school education system. So the student then gets into university or college degree program. So here during first year of university degree, the student will pick up 5th level of skill. During second year of university vocational degree, the student can pick up level 6, and during third year of vocational degree, the student will have the benefit of joining level 7 of skill under NSQF. Thereafter, those students who wants to further go for more skill development program, they can even go pursue skill development program at postgraduate level, and when the student joins skill development program at postgraduate level, here the student will have the benefit of undergoing level 8 of skill during first year of 2-year master's program, and level 9 of skill during second year of master's degree program. And the highest level, that is your level 10 of skill, in fact under the framework, level 10 of skill is equated with the doctoral degree. So on 3rd of September 2012, Government of India had announced Architect of National Vocational Education Qualification Framework. There was an executive order from Government of India, and a summary of this executive order now I am going to explain to you. Now this executive order not only covers level 1 to 10 of skill, it also covers RPL level 1 and RPL level 2. So in all there are 2 level of RPL and 10 level of skills. So we'll now briefly discuss what are these level and what is their equivalence in terms of academics. And thereafter we'll discuss about the capabilities to discharge responsibility. Now when a person has picked up a particular level of RPL or particular level, any level between say 1 to 10, so what is it we expect from this person? What kind of capabilities are we expecting, and what kind of responsibility this person would be capable of discharging? So this is also mentioned against each level. So let's get started with RPL level 1, and I have already explained what RPL really means. RPL levels are basically for those people who are skilled, who have picked up skills either through non-formal method or through maybe because of their family profession, or they have picked up skill but they have not gone to any ITI or they have not gone to any college as such. And these people, they may not be possessing any paper qualification as such. They may even be semi-literate or even illiterate, but they may be good in skills. So here, under recognition of prior learning, there are basically two levels prescribed, and level 1 of RPL is considered equal to 5th standard of schooling. And here what we expect, the capabilities and responsibility, what we expect from this person is, this person knows trade related independent decision making. Now take for example, if somebody happens to be a good cook and has never gone to any school of catering or any hotel management institute, but this person knows all about cooking. Now this person, if this person is capable of making independent decision with regard to cooking, so this person is a fit case for getting RPL level 1. Now RPL level 2 is equated with the middle standard of schooling or middle standard of education, and here this person, in terms of capabilities and responsibility, we expect a person with RPL level 2 to be capable of taking trade related independent decision making and demonstrating the work in a given situation. Like earlier I picked up that example, a person knows everything of cooking. If this person is capable of cooking and also capable of demonstrating it to others, so demonstration capability is also there, so then this person becomes eligible for receiving level 2 of RPL. So this is the difference between RPL level 1 and RPL level 2. RPL level 1 is only a good worker, but RPL level 2 person could be even a good demonstrator as well. Then now we come to a level 1 to 10 given under NSQF. So level 1 and level 2 are basically the level equal to a worker. So these people are equated. Level 1 is equated with 9th standard and level 10, level 2 with 10th standard of schooling. In terms of capability and responsibility, what we expect from person who has passed level 1, here this person always works under continuous instruction and close supervision. Means this person has picked up some skill, but when it comes to practicing that skill, this person has to be continuously instructed and supervised. Then only this person can give you some result. But when it comes to level 2, this person also works under continuous instructions, but then here the difference what you notice is the word always is missing from level 2. So that means at times this person can be left alone. Okay, so this person also works under continuous instruction and close supervision, but maybe at times he can be left independent and he or she can work independently. A person who will pick up level 3 is going to be equated with a semi-skilled worker, and this semi-skilled worker is in terms of academics is going to be equated with 11th standard of schooling or first year diploma vocational education. In terms of capability and discharging responsibility, this person works under close supervision and limited responsibility for own work. Now the job is getting enriched here. Now the element of responsibility has been introduced. So this person who has done level 3 can be given limited responsibility with regard to his or her own work, not with regard to others' work. But when the person moves to level 4, he or she becomes a skilled worker, okay, equal to skilled worker. Status would be that of a skilled worker, and in terms of academics equal to 12th standard or diploma second year of vocational. This person becomes responsible for own work and learning. Now the job has been further enriched, and this person becomes not only responsible for his work, but he has to keep on learning new things, and he also becomes responsible for making some advancement so far as his or her learning is concerned. Level 5 is equal to supervisor, and in fact level 5 is going to be imparted during third year of diploma, as it is when we talk about our conventional diploma program. So diploma institution basically prepare supervisory manpower, and here also it has been given almost the same status, supervisory status, and here the person becomes responsible for own work and learning and limited responsibility for others' work and learning. See the way the job is further being enriched, and here responsibility for others' work and learning. Otherwise, up to level 4, the person was only responsible for own work, own learning, but here the person at level 5 has been given limited responsibility for even supervising other workers' work and also making them learn to some extent. Level 6 is master technician or trainer, equal to master technician or trainer, and if it is polytechnic, so this person is equated with advanced diploma, or if it is degree, so here level 5 is going to be equal to first year vocational degree, level 6 would be equal to second year of vocational degree. And this person in terms of capability and responsibility is full responsibility for own and others' work and learning. Here at level 5 it was limited responsibility, but here it is full responsibility. So responsibility that way has increased at level 6, and at level 7, which is equated with graduation, and if it is polytechnic, it is equal to second year of diploma, advanced diploma. If it is vocational degree, it is equal to third year degree third year, and this person takes full responsibility for output of a group and development of that group. So job has been further enriched, or expectation from this person have further gone up. Level 8 is considered equal to honors, level 9 equal to master's degree, and level 10, as I have already explained, that is equal to doctorate degree in skill. So these are the equivalents, and level 8 inbuilt in first year, level 2 in second year, and level 10 is nothing but equal to a PhD person. And here in terms of responsibility and the capabilities, here the person has been given more responsibility, rigorous supervision, management, then taking decision and coping with uncertainties, making strategic decisions. So these are all inbuilt at level 8, level 9 and level 10. And in fact, when we talk of highest level of skill, that is skills at the doctoral level, so here we expect that person to make strategic decision with regard to the skill which this person is pursuing, and also making decision under totally unpredictable situations, unpredictable work situations. So these are the 10 level and 2 level of RPL which are given in Architect of NSQF. Now we proceed further, and we'll now discuss about the content in terms of vocational hours and also in terms of academic hours. So we are all aware that by and large a student has the benefit of studying for roughly around 1000 hours in 1 year, and when we say 1000, it takes care of effectively what we find is there would be hardly 200 teaching days in a year. So remaining 165 days they go in either preparation, then conducting exam, evaluation, holidays, Saturday, Sundays, etc. So if it is 200 days and on an average 5 hours of teaching every day, so roughly 1000 hours. A student in a typical any teaching learning situation will have the benefit of receiving instructions roughly for 1000 hours in a year. So now these 1000 hours, they have been put under two categories. One is your vocational input, the other one is your academic inputs. So here what has been done is some weightage has been given to vocational hours and some weightage has been given to the academic hours. Now we start with the lowest level of skill, that's level 1. At lowest level of skill, there would be minimum weightage to the vocational inputs and there would be maximum weightage to the academic inputs. But when we talk of the highest level of skill, so that's level 10. At highest level of skill or close to the highest level of skill, there would be maximum weightage to the vocational inputs and the minimum weightage to the academic inputs. So this distribution of hours is shown here in these slides. So at level 1 and 2, that's 9th and 10th standard. So maybe the student will spend 200 to 300 hours on practical vocational skill training, and the same student will spend 700 to 800 hours on picking up other subjects, conventional academic subjects. Then at level 3 and 4, that's 11th and 12th, so 100 hours more is added to the vocational skills. So student spends 300 to 400 hours on vocational inputs and 600 to 700 hours are spent on studying the academics. At level 5 and 6, at level 5, 4 to 500 vocational and 5 to 600 academics. At level 6, the situation just reverses, 5 to 600 hours of vocational and 4 to 500 hours of academics. At level 7, the weightage to vocational hours increases, and here there is a weightage of 6 to 700 hours of vocational and 3 to 400 hours of academics. And thereafter at level 8, 9 or 10, so there is not going to be any theory, any knowledge which is going to be imparted. It's all going to be totally skill part of it. That's your vocational subjects. So now we proceed further. Any questions so far? So you can always pose a question in between. Otherwise, in case there are no questions, then I'll continue my lecture. So under NSQF, a large number of sectors have been studied, have been identified and selected for introducing program, and under each sector there are then specializations given. So right now limited number of specializations are given under each sector. So we'll have a look at it. Okay, what are these sectors and what are the specializations available? So, and where is it such courses can be offered? See, under NSQF, the program is going to be a blend of vocational inputs and the academic inputs. So far as academic inputs are concerned, they are to be taught by the educational institutions or training institutions, and the academic inputs, vocational inputs, they have to be imparted by skill knowledge provider. The skill knowledge provider could be a laboratory, it could be industry, it could be ITI, it could be any other facility where facility for hardcore practice of skill exists. So now we'll take up sector wise this thing, what are the specializations available and which particular stream can offer these courses, can offer these specialization in a given engineering college or polytechnic or degree college. So first of all, we take up this automobile sector. Under automobile sector, at present AICTE has finalized 5 specializations. These 5 specializations include engine testing, vehicle quality, auto electricals and electronics, and finally farm equipment and machinery. So these are the 5 specializations available, and wherever any institution has provision of teaching the science stream, so these courses can be picked up by that institution. Or in other words, we can say if any institution with science stream applies to AICTE for working in the area of automobile sector, so that institution is eligible, of course depending upon the availability of faculty, etc. That's about the automobile sector. Now the next sector is entertainment sector. Under entertainment sector, there are 4 specializations approved by AICTE at present. These 4 specializations include theatre and stagecraft, contemporary western dance, then theatre studies and acting. So these are the 4 specializations available, and any institutions having provision of imparting art stream, so they can teach these subjects. Under information technology, right now software development is the only specializations available, and this specialization can easily be taught. Academic input under this specialization, they can easily be taught by any institution having science stream. Communication is the 4th sector under NSQF, and under communication, mobile communication is the only specialization available at present, and this mobile communication, this can be taught by the science stream faculty. Under economics and finance, there are 5 specializations available. They include retail, banking, then financial planning, financial services, and logistics being the 5th one. And any commerce, any institution offering commerce stream, MCOM, etc. So they can offer these courses. Agriculture is the next sector, and under agriculture sector there are 5 specializations available at present. These specializations include farm machinery and power engineering, then greenhouse technology, renewable energy, processing and food engineering, soil and water conservation. So these are the 5 specializations, and these specializations basically belong to the science stream institution. Construction sector, which is one of the largest sector with regard to employment providing in our country. So under construction sector, we have construction and building technology, the only specialization available at present, and this can easily be taught by science stream faculty in any institution. Applied art is the next sector. Under applied art, there are 4 specializations available. These are fashion technology, interior design, jewelry design, and apparel design. Art stream faculty is considered to be fit for teaching knowledge input with regard to these specialization. Travel and tourism. Under travel and tourism, tourism is the only specialization right now available, and this belongs to the commerce stream. Printing and under printing and publishing sector, so printing and packaging technology is the specialization available, and this can be taught by the science stream faculty. Next sector is our paramedical and healthcare. In fact, right now paramedical and healthcare is the sector which has got the maximum number of specializations available. And all these specializations, they can be taught by the science stream. There are 12 specializations available. They are listed here: cardiology, neurology, radiography, emergency medical services, laboratory, operation theatre, optometry. Then the list goes on: medical record science and health information, endoscopy, anesthesia and critical care, renal dialysis and blood bank, etc. So these are the specializations available right now. Maybe in days to come, more specialization will get added to each sector. Next sector is apparel and textile. Here we have 4 specializations: fashion designing, textile designing, apparel manufacturing, and fashion management. Art stream faculty can teach them. Culture is yet another sector which has recently been introduced by AICTE, and under culture there are 7 specializations available. Knowledge heritage, a model of Sanskrit study is the first, then intangible culture heritage, then expressive culture, museum techniques, conservation, traditional design, archaeology. So these are the specializations available, and any art stream faculty can teach this subject. Then we have adventure and sports sector. Here specialization include water-based adventures, then winter sports and skiing, land-based adventure, aero sports, disaster management, medical and first aid, environment, etc. So these are the specializations which have recently been added under adventure sports, and these specializations, so the theory part of it, knowledge part of it, can easily be taught by art stream in any institution. I think so. So when NILET courses are concerned, I think we can skip them. Now we come to the suggested scheme of transition from lowest level to the highest level of skill. So what we have seen so far, we have seen the distribution of hours. We have also seen how is it the scheme is going to be implemented and who is capable of teaching which particular discipline. Now we'll have a little look at what all is going to be taught at different level. We'll consider level 1 to level 7, and here we are taking 3 sectors, that's your automobile, media and entertainment, and information technology. In fact, because of paucity of time, I think so I got to cut short, and what we will do is, let us take just one sector and maybe we can skip the other 2 sectors. Say we take automobile sector and let us see what all is going to be taught from level 1 to level 7. So if automobile be the sector and engine testing specialist be the specialization available. See, there were 5 specializations mentioned under automobile. Out of those 5 specializations, engine testing specialist is just one of those 5. So if the specialization is engine testing and sector is automobile, then what is it we are going to teach this person at level 1? So at level 1, in terms of vocational education, this person is going to be taught everything about the two-wheeler. At level 2, okay, at level 2, it is little advanced course as compared to level 1. So here the candidate will have the benefit of studying everything about the three-wheeler vehicles. And at level 3, and under this thing, engine testing specialist course, the person is going to be taught everything about the four-wheelers. So that's how the course is getting little more, becoming advanced. Then at level 4, we give inputs pertaining to engine technician, and the same input continue at level 5, engine technician related input. At level 6, engine testing technician. Now here testing element has been introduced, and at level 7, the person becomes engine testing specialist. So little more advanced inputs are going to be given. Similarly, under the other 2 sectors, you can just have a look at, say, media and entertainment sector. At level 1, we teach the student about art and painting and theater. So theater, theater analyst input are given at level 2. Painting and basic inputs are given at level 3. At level 4, theater and stagecraft pertaining inputs are given. At level 5, stagecraft input are given. At level 5, set designer related inputs are taught. And at level 7, set designer and portfolio, etc. These inputs are given. And when it comes to level 7, the person becomes capable of working as set constructor, or set construction related inputs are taught here. Similarly, under you can just have a look at what is it taught at this thing, say under information and communication technology. So these are the inputs given here. Then computer related input, computer, then business productivity specialist, author content developer at level 4. At level 5, business productivity specialist input, author content developer, etc. And these are the inputs given at level 6 and level 7 here. And when the student passes level 7 under, say, information and communication technology, so the person becomes capable of working as the system analyst or system administrator, sorry. So this person becomes fully competent to work as system administrator. So detailed input under these different level, different sector, different specialization at a different level. So all these inputs can be referred to from AICT's website. So now I think so part of it we can skip. Here it is nothing but just the distribution of hours is given, that at level 1 to level 7 how many hours are going to be available for say vocational skill, how many hours for this in conventional knowledge skill. And here just in brief I would like to say, when it comes to ninth level, at ninth level student need to be given roughly 200 hours of vocational input, and remaining 780 hours or so that pertains to academic inputs. And here, as we are all aware, when it comes to 9th and 10th standard, any student during school system will have to necessarily study two languages, language 1 and language 2, and these two languages can be picked up from among almost 30 languages mentioned in AICT's booklet. So in addition to two languages, then the student studies math, science and social sciences. So here is the combination of 200 hours of vocational input and 780 hours of academic input. At level 2, the same pattern will continue, but here there's slight increase in this thing. Rather than 200, so it has become 250 hours of vocational and 780 hours of academic inputs. At level 3, what we find is, so weightage to language, earlier it used to be for 140 hours, now it has been reduced to 120 hours. Okay, and then because when we talk of 11th and 12th, again two languages have to be continued by the student. So student has the benefit of studying two languages, and then any three subjects out of the list of subjects mentioned here. And here are the inputs pertaining to vocational subjects. So here what we find is, any three subject student can pick up. This list of subject is quite lengthy, so any three subject student can pick up here. And at level 3 it's going to be 350 hours of vocational and 690 hours of academic inputs. Then at level 4 almost similar pattern continues, so same combination of two languages and any three subjects. Okay, then we come to level 5. At level 5 what happens is, as we all are aware, after 10 plus 2 now languages are no more compulsory. So here accordingly you will have a look at it. Now there is no requirement of picking up any language. There are number of subjects given here under the academic subject, and the student need to pick up only any three subjects plus the vocational input. So 500 hours of vocational and 540 hours of academic inputs, three subjects at the rate of 180 hours per subject. So 180 hours, any three subjects can be picked up by the student. Then at level 6, level 5. At level 5 it's combination of 500 and 540. At level 6 it's a combination of 550 hours of vocational and 500 hours of academic. So at level 5, when we talked about level 5, we were talking about three subjects, but when we talk about level 6, now one more subject has been reduced. At level 6, student need to pick up the vocational skill, and then he or she has to study just two papers out of this list of subjects given here, and each paper will have the weightage of 250 hours. So this subject is going to be taught for 250 hours each. And when we talk about the next level, that's our 7th level of skill. So now student need to pick up just one subject and then need to pick up skills for 750 hours. 750 hours of vocational, and this subject is to be taught for about 300 hours. So 300 hours here, just one subject out of these almost 10 to 12 subjects mentioned here. So this would be the sort of teaching plan. Okay, now we proceed further. When we talk of National Skill Qualification Framework, there are number of bodies going to be involved in it, and their roles and responsibilities, they have to be properly understood. If we understand their role and responsibility well, then we'll have fairly good insight into the subject. So now I am going to discuss with you a role of important bodies involved in implementation of NSQF. Here the very first body is National Skill Development Agency. At the national level, we have National Skill Development Agency constituted. So National Skill Development Agency, what will it do? It will basically perform the following duties: to facilitate setting up of professional certifying bodies in addition to the existing one. As it is, there are certain professional bodies existing, but then what we are aiming to achieve at the vocational education end, so we would be needing many more professional bodies, and creating these professional bodies is going to be the responsibility of National Skill Development Agency. Then there are going to be number of sector skill councils, and the role of the sector skill council would be to develop national occupational standard. This is the very first and foremost prime responsibility of SSEs. So development of national occupational standard, then developing qualification packs for various job roles, and to align national occupational standard and qualification packs to appropriate level of skill development. So there are level 1 to 10 given. Now they have to align, sector skill councils have to align the national occupational standards and the qualification packs with all these different levels of NSQF. The responsibility of the state government with regard to implementation of NSQF would be to facilitate mobility of individuals holding NSQF levels. Now people are going to pass out with different levels, and after picking up a particular level, if one wants to get out of the system, want to go to the workplace, and thereafter having worked for a few years in a workplace, then again wants to come back. So these things have to be basically facilitated by the state government, and then to align different learning programs to NSQF. Whatever be the program, all programs, they have to be aligned to National Skill Qualification Framework. So this would be the responsibility of the concerned state or union territory government. Then with regard to ensuring effective implementation of NSQF, so there are number of regulatory bodies. Important bodies include All India Council of Technical Education, basically for technical institution. University Grant Commission exists for ensuring successful implementation of the scheme in university system. Then NCVT, National Council of Vocational Training, basically under the Ministry of Labour, they ensure implementation of vocational education at the ITI level. Then Board of Technical Education, basically for the diploma level, and State Education Board. State Education Board, because the state boards are going to be involved, because the skill is to be imparted right from class 9, 10th, 11th, 12th. So for the purpose of certification at these level, so naturally State Education Board, they are the relevant agencies, and the National Institute of Open Schooling is yet another important regulatory body, and this is more relevant particularly with regard to RPL level 1 and RPL level 2. So the role and responsibilities of the regulatory bodies would be to define entry and exit competencies and qualification in terms of NSQF level. So right now we know our conventional system of education, and like if somebody has to get admission in MA English, so naturally one has to have BA with English as one of the subject. So similarly, if one wants to get into MCOM, then one should be BCom. But then in days to come, when we will have this National Skill Qualification Framework implemented, so people will start passing different level under NSQF, and if these people, they want to get into vocational stream or academic stream, then naturally the entry qualifications, etc., they have to be described, they have to be mentioned in terms of level of NSQF rather than BA, BSc, BCom, etc. So this would be the responsibility of the regulatory bodies. Then to ensure vertical progression of students in both general and vocational education, this would also be the responsibility of the regulatory agencies. Now we come to the training providers or training institutions. the main task assigned to them is to ensure alignment of their courses to NSQF. Whatever courses the institutions are offering at present, they have to be slowly and steadily, they have all to be aligned with National Skill Qualification Framework. Now, what are the possibilities under NSQF? What all could happen? So, we are taking a few examples here. See, the first possibility exists. Candidate eligible for RPL level 1 and 2 can bridge literacy and numeracy gaps and get certifications from NIOS and state open schools to move into class 9 and further to ITI or exit to workplace. I am talking of basically those people who are either illiterate or semi-literate. They know the skill part of it and they want to pursue either ITI education or they want to get into some academics. Now here what they need to do is they need to go for RPL certification at level 1 and level 2. Now RPL certification basically would be done by National Institute of Open Schooling or Sector Skill Council. Now naturally, because this person has never gone to any regular school, doesn't possess 5th or 8th standard, so this person will have to get the skills tested and then accordingly, because this person is not educated, so he or she will have to make the gaps good by way of undergoing some bridge course, and having undergone the bridge course in literacy and numeracy skills, so this person can appear in examination, and if the person clears that exam, then naturally this person can be issued level 1 and 2, and having obtained level 1 and 2 under RPL level 1 and 2, this person can think of either joining ITI or joining 9th standard of schooling. Then second option, second possibility under NSQF is vocational education up to matric. Suppose somebody has studied vocational education up to matric, so thereafter this person can move, if this person so desire, he or she can move to the general stream for completing a conventional degree. Alternatively, this person can also go for acquiring vocational education degree or vocational education diploma. Third possibility exists, vocational education up to grade 12. Suppose a student has picked up vocational education up to grade 12. Now thereafter what could happen? This person moves to general stream. So from vocational stream to general stream, and thereafter completes a conventional degree of BA, BSc, BCom, etc. Fourth possibility is vocational degree diploma. Vocational degree or diploma, then this person moves to general stream. One can go move from vocational stream to general stream, complete conventional degree or advanced diploma in vocational education, whatever suits to that person. Fifth possibility exists, the conventional matriculate can join vocational stream at level 3, because level 1 and level 2 are inbuilt in 9th and 10th standard. Now if somebody wants to join the vocational stream at level 3, then this person naturally has to pass vocational level 1 and vocational level 2, and for passing vocational level 1 and level 2, one has to go to one of the sector skill councils, and having passed, say having got certification for NSQF level 1 and level 2, so this person can straight away get into this thing at level 3 of vocational education, and one can get into the vocational stream. Next possibility exists, the conventional grade 12 can join vocational stream. Conventional grade 12 means a person who has not picked up any skills at all. This person was all throughout pursuing the academic stream and has done 10 plus 2. Now after passing out 10 plus 2, if this person wants to join the vocational stream, that is level 5 under NSQF, so naturally this person has not studied level 1 to 4. So this person will have to first of all undergo level 1, 2, 3 and 4, get the certification done from any of the sector skill council, and thereafter can get into further vocational education. Next possibility, and this possibility pertains to candidate with conventional degree, conventional degree plus certification of level 7. Say one has acquired BA, that's the BA, BSc or BCom conventional degree. But if this person can bridge the gap by way of going to any of the sector skill councils and getting certification of NSQF level 7, then if that has been done, then this person can receive a postgraduate diploma in vocational education. Next possibility exists, candidate with conventional degree, again BA, BSc, BCom, plus certification of level up to 9. So graduate degree, any graduate degree, plus certification for level up to 9, and thereafter if this person has done levels up to 9 under NSQF, then this person is eligible to receive this graduate degree in vocational education. And the last option is student pursuing vocational education have an option to vertical mobility. Student passing class 8 and 9 have the option to join the ITI level. This is the last option. Sorry, one more exists. Now, with assessment of prior learning, a candidate could progress towards a community skill diploma. In fact, this was basically for those candidates, those who could not pursue education even up to say middle standard. So a person who has not even passed the middle standard, this person goes to National Institute of Open Schooling, and thereafter this person pick up some bridge courses, and having picked up these bridge courses, thereafter the person then picks up the skills, get the certification done, and thereafter this person becomes eligible for going to ITI or even college or polytechnic. So this also exists, provision exists. Now when it comes to implementation, for implementation of NSQF, so National Skill Development Agency has been created at the national level. Then there are a number of committees. So constitution of composition of National Skill Qualification Committee is given here. There is a large committee of different secretaries, Secretary HRD, Secretary Employment, and member Secretary Planning Commission. So these details are available in my presentation, and I am getting signals. I got to wrap up in next 5 to 7 minutes or so. So I'll just give you a little more idea about what are the different committees constituted for effective implementation of NSQF. So first committee is composing of National Skill Qualification Committee is one, and then there's another. There's accreditation criteria mentioned. The identification, registration and accreditation of the institution training providers would be done through a mechanism determined by the concerned ministry and the regulators in consultation with the sector skill councils. And concerned regulators, etc., I have already explained. They are basically the AICT, UGC, National Institute of Open Schooling, State Education Board, and then even open school boards. They will do the accreditation, assessment and certification we have already discussed. Then implementation schedule. Now it was on 27th of December 2013, Government of India has already announced the implementation schedule of NSQF, and under the Gazette notification of 27 December 2013, Ministry has made it very clear on NSQF being announced, now all other framework including MHRD's NVEQF and Ministry of Labor's National Vocational Qualification Framework. So these two frameworks, they have now become redundant, and it's only the National Skill Qualification Framework which will hold good. Only NSQF compliant programs would receive government funding in days to come, and slowly the idea is the all other schemes which do not fit in within the framework of NSQF, they are all going to be weeded out, and whatever skill development programs are going to take place in days to come, they will only be offered under the overall umbrella of National Skill Qualification Framework only. Institutions to define the eligibility criteria for admission to various courses in terms of NSQF, as I have already mentioned. Earlier, the admission criteria or eligibility used to be described in terms of BA, BSc, BCom for getting into post-graduation. But now on, what will happen? Institutions will have to bring in changes in their prospectus, and they will have to mention the eligibility criteria in terms of levels of skills already picked up, or say NSQF level 1, 2, 3, 4, depending upon which particular course a candidate wants to join. Then accordingly the eligibility criteria need to be incorporated in the prospectus of the institute. Then Government of India and public sector undertakings of central government, they got to define eligibility criteria for all positions in terms of NSQF. Here again, like when we look to any advertisement given by any bank, particularly for clerical positions, they will only mention 10+2 with first class or graduate with the third division. These are the kind of these qualifications mentioned. But in days to come, be they public sector undertakings or the government department, they will have to make the changes in the recruitment rules, eligibility criteria, and eligibility got to be very clearly defined in terms of level of skills under National Skill Qualification Framework. And the same things need to be practiced at the state government level and also in state level public sector undertaking. So the eligibility now on would be in terms of level of skills. So these were the important provisions under National Skill Qualification Framework. I would like to skip the challenges part of it because during the process of my lecture I have already clarified many of these challenges. So basically one or two challenges I would like to mention here. We are faced with some problem like particularly with regard to the sector skill councils not being in place. So there are right now 21 sectors studied, but when we talk of Ministry of Labor has divided Indian economy in almost 70 different sectors. So right now we do not have sector skill council even for 21 sector, which Ministry of HRD has included under NSQF. So unless we have sector skill councils, we will not be in a position to have national occupational standards designed. Unless we have national occupational standards, we will not be in a position to freeze the curriculum for different courses. So hence it poses a serious challenge. The other challenge which we are faced with is that pertains to, you see, this NSQF has to be implemented in a sort of partnership. It's a partnership between the training institution and the skill knowledge provider. Right now, when we refer to AICT's website, there are limited number of knowledge skill providers, and the country is huge. Sectors are large. Specialization available under different sectors are many. So if we have to impart real good training to all our students, then naturally we got to identify large number of skill knowledge providers. Unless we have large adequate number of skill knowledge providers spread across the length and breadth of the country, we will not be in a position to accommodate, we will not be in a position to provide meaningful practical training to all our students who get admitted under NSQF. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to conclude my lecture here, and now in case there are any queries, well, I am here to answer to your queries. Otherwise, so far as lecture is concerned, from my side, the lecture is supposed to be over now. So any clarifications needed from any of the center?
Hello, sir.
Yes, please. Go ahead. Go ahead with your question. Please introduce yourself and then put the query.
Right, sir. I am G.R. Tyagi from Greater Noida, DGI, Dronacharya College of Engineering. Sir, my query is, what level are our ITI certification in terms of NSQF this level certification, sir?
You see, if you look to NSQF framework, in fact, NSQF framework right now is applicable to school education system, polytechnic, degree colleges, and in the long run it will cover even postgraduate level at the university level and also the engineering colleges. ITIs right now do not figure within the framework of NSQF. No doubt ITI, because you see the basic difference is ITI courses used to be terminal in nature. Okay, because they were terminal in nature, so they have been kept outside the purview of national skill qualification framework, but then they are definitely considered to be highly skilled craftsmen. ITIs are producing highly skilled craftsmen, but their equivalence with regard to NSQF, I think we got to get the clarification from the government. Right now they do not figure in NSQF framework.
Anyway, sir, in this context only,
Hanji.
now is any impact expected in terms of NSQF on our ITI certifications? Because, sir, what I mean to say is that these institutes have really not resulted in what results were expected in our country, because there also the training is more towards academics rather than the skill orientation. So is any impact expected because of this framework now on these institutes?
No, there again we are coming to this thing. You see, ITI under Ministry of Labour is altogether a different stream, and efforts are definitely being made. Some of the ITIs are even being converted into Center of Excellence with the assistance from World Bank. So that's a parallel effort going on. But so far as NSQF is concerned, so this NSQF, unfortunately right now it doesn't cover ITIs, and it will only have its bearing on, say, this thing, school education system, then polytechnic, and then vocational degree, and maybe in the long run even in engineering college it will be there. So parallel effort is being made by the Ministry of Labour to improve the quality of training in ITIs, and I suppose a lot of efforts are going in that. A lot of money is being pumped in by the Government of India, Ministry of Labour. So that effort is on.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other question with regard to NSQF? Well, I am not competent to comment upon ITI's functioning, but so far as MHRD's programs are concerned, or anything to do with NSQF or community college, so that we can definitely discuss. I won't like to make any comment on functioning of ITIs as such. Yes, any other center? Any questions from our polytechnics, Kaladungi or Dehradun or Kashipur? Anybody from Hisar?
Hello, sir.
Anji, please introduce yourself.
I am Dr. Nandita Chaudhary from Dronacharya College of Engineering, Gurgaon.
Okay, go ahead with your question.
Yeah, my question is, when does the government propose to implement this NSQF in total across the entire country? And will it involve all engineering colleges? I mean to ask, will it involve all professional colleges in the country?
Okay. You see, National Vocational Education Framework was announced by the HRD Minister on 8th of October 2011. And then it took little time, but then this thing, pilot has already been introduced in the state of Haryana, then in the state of West Bengal. It has also been introduced in school system in the state of Himachal Pradesh. So the project is on. And as regards eligibility, any school, any polytechnic, any engineering college or degree college, they are all eligible. So in fact, there's a website. On that particular website, all formalities. In fact, you can apply online all 365 days into 24 hours. So you can apply, but then the processing takes place through a committee. That takes place. You have to get registered with AICTE. Once you are registered, and depending on the kind of courses which you offer, you have to pick up the specializations. Details of specializations are also available on AICTE's website, and during my presentation I provided all those details. Right now 14 sectors are covered. Under 14 sector, 58 different specializations are available. Depending upon the expertise and faculty which you have, you can accordingly pick up the courses and make the applications. Yes, please, any other question? Government Polytechnic? Which one? Hisar. Huh.
डिपार्टमेंट अप्लाइड साइंसेस गवर्नमेंट पॉलिटेक्निक हिसार।
हाँ जी, अपना प्रश्न पूछिएगा।
सर ये जो स्किल डेवलपमेंट है इसके अंदर हम इसको टारगेटेड ग्रुप से हम कैसे इसको इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं कि आम जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनकी पहुंच तक हो।
आप ऐसा कीजिएगा, थोड़ा माइक के पास में आकर बोलिएगा। आई एम अनेबल टू अंडरस्टैंड यू। थोड़ी आपकी आवाज जो है ना थोड़ी ठीक नहीं आ रही है इधर।
सर स्किल से रिलेटेड जो ये हमारा प्रोग्राम है हम मासिस तक कैसे पहुंचाएं, इसके लिए हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट लेवल पे हमें जो करना चाहिए उसके लिए कुछ टिप्स चाहिए।
देखिए, मेरे ख्याल में आपके यहाँ में ये कम्युनिटी कॉलेज स्कीम भी आने वाली है, और उसमें एक प्रावधान ये किया गया है कि जहाँ में भी कम्युनिटी कॉलेज स्कीम एप्लीकेबल होगी, यू आर देन गोइंग टू हैव अ बोर्ड ऑफ स्टडीज. Within that board of studies, you are going to have the representative from the state government. You will also have the representative from the industry. And the basic purpose of involving experts from the industry is they must let you know what are the kind of skill sets required in the industry today and what are the inputs need to be imparted to these people. और वो अगर हो जाता है, then naturally you would be producing manpower which would be easily acceptable by the industry.
Thank you sir.
सर इंडस्ट्री के लोग हैं वो
हाँ जी,
अपनी रिक्वायरमेंट बताते हैं, वो हम लोग उस हिसाब से प्रोड्यूस तो कर नहीं पाते हैं।
प्लीज रिपीट द क्वेश्चन अगेन।
सर जो रिक्वायरमेंट है वो ये सीडीटीपी की रिक्वायरमेंट से बिल्कुल अलग रहती है। अब जैसे हम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का कोर्स करवाते हैं वो बेसिक करवाते हैं, वो बोलते हैं जिसको की नॉलेज है उसकी नॉलेज है वो आइए। हमारी टेक्नोलॉजी और उनकी टेक्नोलॉजी में काफी डिफरेंस है।
नहीं, देखिए डिफरेंस तो रहेगा ही, उसमें होगा ही, एंड दैट इज द पर्पस ऑफ इन्वॉल्विंग द इंडस्ट्री। देखिए अनफॉर्चुनेटली होता क्या है, अनलाइक अदर कंट्रीज, बाहर के विदेशों में क्या होता है कि टेक्नोलॉजी इज फर्स्ट डेवलप्ड बाय इन एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन, थिंग्स गेट पेटेंटेड एंड देन पेटेंट इज पास ऑन टू द इंडस्ट्री, इंडस्ट्री देन स्टार्ट्स प्रैक्टिसिंग। हमारे यहाँ थोड़ा सा उल्टा होता है। We many a time import technology. Technology is imported by the industry. They start practicing it, and our teaching many a time we find it is little outdated. जो आज प्रैक्टिस नहीं हो रहा है इंडस्ट्री में वो हम पढ़ा रहे हैं, वो गैप हमेशा यहाँ में रहता है। तो इसलिए ये जरूरी है कि हम इंडस्ट्री को इन्वॉल्व करें, और अल्टीमेटली आइडिया इज we produce manpower as per requirement of the industry, and so long as our manpower meets their requirement, so they will definitely get the job. Ultimately idea is to make these people employable, और वो employability इंडस्ट्री ने डिसाइड करनी है। तो इंडस्ट्री वाले अगर जो वो इनपुट वो सजेस्ट करते हैं, अगर उससे संतुष्ट हैं और नौकरी देने के लिए तैयार हैं, then I personally feel the job is done.
थैंक यू सर। थैंक यू।
Okay. Any other question from any of the centers?
No sir, thanks from your side.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to conclude this session. I would like to thank all of you for your active participation in this session. And now we have our next session. Our worthy director, Dr. M.P. Punia, is already here with us, and he is going to engage the next session on Skilling India. So Skilling India, in fact, he is going to provide you very useful inputs. I have had the benefit of listening to his lecture once, and it is indeed very informative. Sir, 5-7 minute का tea break कर लें. So what I will request you is you please quickly finish your tea within 10 minutes, and then we reassemble after 10 minutes. Then the session starts, and Dr. M.P. Punia is going to engage the next session. So 10 minutes break. Please do not extend it beyond 10 minutes. Thank you.
हाँ अब अब
So all centers are ready. Centers, various centers are ready. Able to listen me. Just one by one एक बार check तो करके देखो. अभी तो पार्टिसिपेंट्स ही नहीं दिख रहे यार. अब के शुरू क्या करेंगे?
हेलो.
Yes.
हेलो सर, ये सर
Which center?
जीपी कालाडूंगी सर, गवर्नमेंट पॉलिटेक्निक कालाडूंगी.
How many participants are available now in the center?
सर सर हेलो.
हाँ बस please convey. Please continue.
सर सर about sir 15 sir.
15. So can we start now? Or some?
Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes sir.
Okay. Another center. Please connect another one. यहाँ पे भी कमी दिख रहे हैं अभी. Okay, but only 5, 6 are visible. Okay. Okay. Acha. I think they are coming. ये भी खाली है अभी तो. विनय जी अनाउंस करो आप जो है सभी को बुलाओ. Attention please for all the centers. Please call your participants in the class so that we are able to start. Our expert Dr. MP Punia is with us. Please call the other participants so we can start. ये कौन सा सेंटर है? ये व्हाइट वाला? हाँ, काशीपुर. Please call the participants. Kashipur. Please call all the participants in the class. Huh? I think tea break is over. Please come in the class. नहीं तो फिर अभी जितने कोई ओके एक का
अर्जोत तुम्हारी ये इशार वाले नहीं दिख रहे हैं, इनको फोन करो. अर्जोत तुम्हारी ये इशार वाले कुर्सियां खाली पड़ी है इनकी. इशार जो आपका
ये काशीपुर है. सारे एक्टिवली पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं.
उनकी पॉलिटिक्स में आया है. हाँ जी, चलाना है.
ओके.
गवर्नमेंट ही राइजिंग है.
ये इशार है.
उनको इशार वाला
Isar, please call your participants in the class. ये मैडम हिसार से हैं. मैडम आप, हाँ मैडम अपने पार्टिसिपेंट्स को बुलाइए ना, so that we can start. We are waiting for the participants. Yes.
Okay, I will call them. सबको बुलाते हैं. सबको बुलाते हैं फटाफट साथ में.
Request for the Kashipur also. Please call the participants.
एक बार ऊपर आ जाओ, लोग बुला रहे हैं।
Okay, next session is on skills for rural youth, issues and challenges. Our worthy director MP Punia ji is going to take this session. Sir, please come. So, the topic which we are covering, that is basically for skills in the youth. Morning one session I was going through, Professor J. Saini sir was taking. Yesterday also 2-3 sessions you had. Biggest challenge country is we are having youth but without skills. We are having human beings but without making them human resource. हमारे पास इंसान है लेकिन वो रिसोर्स नहीं है, वो हमारा एक शक्ति नहीं है देश की. So the government of India, the plan of the government of India is basically this human being, strong base of human being, strong base of population which country is having, how they can become human resource. वो एक बहुत बड़ी हमारी संपदा कैसे बन सकती है, that's the target in fact. Yesterday we were discussing 70% of our population staying in the villages, they are contributing as far as GDP contribution is concerned, it is only 15-16% they are contributing. 70% population आपकी 14-15% contribute कर रही है GDP में, and reason for that one is people which we are having, they are idle in fact, they don't have work. Without work those people are, and when they are without work, always they are busy in creating some nuisance in terms of maybe involved in drugs, involved in crimes, or just doing politics. In free time, starting from Obama to Manmohan Singh ji, always they are criticizing everyone because they are free. खाली आदमी तो यही करेगा criticize. और हमारी इकोनॉमी में जो सबसे बड़ा दिक्कत आया, चैलेंज आया, particularly in rural areas, the biggest challenge which we people are facing, that is this mechanization. जब हाथ से काम होता था, फसलों का हाथ से काम होता था, कटाई का होता था, गांव में मैं देखता हूं, मेरे गांव में देखता हूं, जो गेहूं की कटाई से लेके शुरुआत में जब फसल पक जाती है, उसकी कटाई से लेके और घर पे जब तक गेहूं निकल के आता है, दिस साइकिल वाज अराउंड फॉर 90 डेज. 90 दिन में ये काम पूरा होता था. मतलब गेहूं पक गई आपके खेत में, एंड व्हेन वी आर फाइनली एक्सट्रैक्टिंग द सीड्स फ्रॉम दैट आफ्टर हार्वेस्टिंग, दैट साइकिल वाज फॉर 90 डेज. 90 दिन तक हमारा युवा उस काम में लगा रहता था, खेत के काम में. बट टुडे व्हेन वी आर ऑब्जर्विंग दिस मैकेनाइजेशन, मेरे गांव की, मेरे घर की बात करता हूं मैं, मेरा जो नेफ्यू है वो गेहूं कटाने के लिए अगर सुबह प्लान करता है, सपोज ये क्रॉप इज रेडी, वो सुबह प्लान करता है कि मेरी ये 30 एकर्स की गेहूं जो है, जो मैकेनाइजेशन है, जो कंबाइन मशीन आती है, उससे सुबह कटवाना शुरू करके उसमें से सीड्स निकाल के मार्केट में बेच के शाम को वो पैसे लेके घर आ जाता है. मींस 90 डेज साइकिल हैज बीन रिड्यूस्ड टू 1 डे साइकिल. 89 डेज आवर यूथ इज फ्री इन रूरल एरियाज. उसके पास कोई काम नहीं. क्या करेगा वो खाली है, जस्ट वो पॉलिटिक्स कर रहा है. एट कंट्री लेवल इफ यू सी आवर जीडीपी, इफ यू सी, around 60% we are getting through service sector, 20% we are getting from industries, and more or less 20, 19, 18% we are getting from agriculture. So total distribution at national level, if you see, 20, 20, 60, 60 service sector, 20 industry, 20 our agriculture. That's the distribution of our GDP. But in our rural area, if you see, the total GDP of a village, mainly it is due to agriculture activities. Mainly it is agriculture activities. And I am saying 70% population is dependent upon agriculture. If with this scheme, with the skills which you are planning to impart, the same mechanism which you are having at national level 60, 20, 20, if same can be replicated in village, गांव के अंदर अगर गांव की जो आर्थिक व्यवस्था है अपनी, उसका भी 60% सर्विस सेक्टर से आए, 20% वहां पे जो उद्योग धंधे हो गांव के उनसे आए, और 20% एग्रीकल्चर से गांव की अर्थव्यवस्था इस तरह से अगर बढ़ जाए, आई थिंक थिंग्स कैन चेंज. सर्विस सेक्टर मींस गांव के बच्चे को, गांव के युवा को ये स्किल्स लेने के बाद या ये पढ़ाई करने के बाद उसको होटल में, आपका बैंक में, आपको हॉस्पिटल में, जहां पे भी सेवाएं दे सकता है वो सेवा देने का मौका मिले. फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ प्रोडक्शन, इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन, रूरल इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन अकॉर्डिंग टू महात्मा गांधी पॉलिसीज. अगर रूरल इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन हो, आप पोटेटो 2 रुपए किलो जो मिलता है गांव से जब निकल के आता है, खेत से निकल के आता है, एंड फाइनली द प्रोडक्ट, द फाइनल फिनिश प्रोडक्ट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ चिप्स व्हेन इट इज बीइंग सोल्ड इन द मार्केट, इट इज अराउंड 300 रुपीस पर केजी. सो if that processing can be done in the rural areas, then the industrialization can be. So if the same model which you are having at national level, same model if it can be replicated in the rural areas, I think things of the country can be changed. Yes. But for that purpose, the mindset of the youth has to be changed, opportunities in the rural areas has to be increased, and some financial support, some education, that has to be imparted. That's the target in fact. दोनों कंट्रीज का, कल भी मैं जिक्र कर रहा था आपको, चाइना का और अपना जिक्र कर रहा था, मोर और लेस दे आर हैविंग द सेम पॉपुलेशन बेस. आवर पॉपुलेशन, चाइना's population is same. In the world we are contributing around 6% in the GDP, they are contributing 14%. 14% GDP of the world is being contributed by China. हम लोग 6% कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं. देखो कितना फर्क हो गया. सेम जो पॉपुलेशन है लेकिन कंट्रीब्यूशन उनका बहुत बड़ा है. किसी टाइम आज से 400 साल पहले, 400 साल पहले हम लोग इंडियंस, वी वर कंट्रीब्यूटिंग अराउंड 27% ऑफ द जीडीपी ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. हमारा कंट्रीब्यूशन 27% था, एंड मेजर रीजन फॉर दैट वाज दैट आवर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर वाज वेरी वेरी स्ट्रांग. वी वर डोमिनेटिंग इन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर. जो ये ब्रिक्स है अपन मकान बनाने के लिए काम में ले रहे हैं, जो किलन ब्रिक्स है, भट्टे की जो ब्रिक्स है, द लाइफ स्पान ऑफ दिस ब्रिक इज 500 years. वी पीपल हैव given to this world. This brick which has been developed, which has been designed, which has been given to the whole world, that is by Indians. जो टाइल्स, पतली टाइल्स आते हैं, उसका लाइफ स्पान 1000 years है. इवन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर, इफ यू सी साड़ीज, बनारस की साड़ी जो थी, करीब 18 फीट लंबी साड़ी, 4 फीट चौड़ी साड़ी जो है, एक आपकी अंगूठी में से निकल जाती थी. दैट लेवल ऑफ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग वी पीपल वर हैविंग. दोज मैन्युफैक्चर्ड प्रोडक्ट्स, दोज द यूजफुल प्रोडक्ट्स वी यूज्ड टू एक्सपोर्ट. When we were exporting, we were getting gold. That time the exchange was not in the form of this dollar or anything. It was in the form of gold. So हमारा देश जो है सोने की चिड़िया था, क्योंकि सोना इतना हमारे पास आता था. Around 27,000 tons of gold we were having that time. Yes, and because our manufacturing was very very strong. Manufacturing means skills. Our people were having skills. In rural areas, if you see today, if you are seeing, and some 30 years back, our Indian villages, if you are comparing, आपकी गांव की जो व्यवस्था थी पूरी, that was independent. गांव में आपके पास कारपेंटर भी था, आपका जुलाह भी था, आपका जो है वहां पे बार्बर भी था, आपके पास ब्राह्मण भी था, आपके पास बनिया भी था, and that whole village was self-sustainable. Nothing was needed. Everything was available in the village. But now if you are going today in the village, those artisans, those are known as artisans. If I am saying कि आपका मोची का काम कर रहा है, जुलाई का काम कर रहा है, कारपेंटर का काम कर रहा है, those artisans have been vanished now. No artisan is available in the village. Even अगर शादी के लिए फेरे कराने के लिए पंडित की भी जरूरत पड़ती है, those people are not available at all. Those have been vanished, and that's why this situation has come. आज अगर चंडीगढ़ में भी रहते हुए, suppose I need a driver. If I want to hire a driver, even if I am paying 20,000 rupees per month, drivers are not available. But if I need one MBA किया हुआ बच्चे की अगर जरूरत हो, if one vacancy is there, hundreds of MBAs are available. Even we are paying 5,000 rupees. So this is the difference. The MBA doesn't have any skill in his hand, but driver is having skill. So target of this country is this skill part, the hands-on part, and confidence building in the youth. That has to be. Now in this, see the case of Punjab. This youth, just they are without any direction, they are in dark at all. Punjab was the most precious state of this country, most fertile. But the challenge which government of Punjab is facing, how we should manage these youth. That's the biggest reason, biggest challenge this country is facing. So dream of this country is the youth which we are having, those should be with some skills so that they can become human resource, and not only human resource in our country, human resource at global level. That's the target. Even the skills which we are providing, that should not be only meant for our country. Those skills should be applicable even at the global level. The advancements in at the global level which are taking place, latest technologies which are coming up, to handle those technologies, our youth which are in our country, when they are being added in with skills, when they are crossing the borders of the country, they should be useful at global level also. So when we are talking about the skills, these skills should not be meant only for this Indian condition, for Indian industries. Those skills should be applicable at global level also. So first part, when we are talking about the skills, what skills we should provide, क्या दें अपन हाथ में. देखो एक ये भी आपने स्किल दे दी, उसके लिए जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं है, देयर इज नो यूज ऑफ दैट वन, इवन ही विल डू द क्राइम. आपने स्किल भी ऐसी देनी है जिसे स्किल देने के बाद उसके लिए रास्ते खुले हुए हों. The path should be open for this one. So this institute, our institute, the effort which we people are having, first we are engaging in to find out what skills we have to provide to the youth, what are the needs in fact, and according to those needs some curriculum has to be. उनको पढ़ाएं, मान लो 6 महीने की ट्रेनिंग दें, साल की दें, 2 साल की दें, 5 साल की ट्रेनिंग दें. What should be the contents, what should be curriculum? So one is training to them. First of all, area in which training has to be provided, then how training has to be given. If you are giving training, some curriculum has to be, so that curriculum we people are devising. Even if curriculum is there, उसकी किताबें कहाँ है? आपने एक स्किल देने की बात तो कर ली, आप कह रहे हैं कि हम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के सेक्टर में देंगे, हम आईटी के सेक्टर में देंगे, हम जो है और एरियाज में ट्रेनिंग देंगे बच्चों को, और उसके लिए कुछ हाथ में किताब भी होनी चाहिए उसके पास पढ़ने के लिए. सो आवर इंस्टीट्यूट इज ऑल्सो एसोसिएटेड इन डेवलपिंग दिस इंस्ट्रक्शन मटेरियल ऑल्सो, कि उस स्किल के हिसाब से जो उसको किताबें चाहिए वो किताबें भी आपकी तैयार होनी चाहिए. सो 3 मेजर एरियाज विच वी पीपल आर concerned, where we people are associated, that is first imparting training, and not only to students, our target is to impart training to the trainers, because the mandate of this institute is imparting training to trainers. We are not directly associated with the students, but certainly we are ready to impart training to trainers who can finally provide the trainings to the youth. Then according to that one, curriculum development, and finally the resource material, the instruction material which we people can give. If you see the world level, if you see 7 बिलियन पॉपुलेशन, 700 करोड़ पूरे विश्व की जनसंख्या है, और 700 का करीब 50%, 700 में से 330 करोड़ जनसंख्या विश्व की जो है गांव में रहती है. रफली 50% is staying in villages. In our country, if you say out of 121 crores which we are, around 87 crores are staying in the village. इंडिया ऐसा कंट्री है जिसमें हाईएस्ट जो है रूरल एरिया में रहती है. इवन चाइना के हमारे से गांव की जनसंख्या चाइना की हमारे बराबर, 135 करोड़ में से जो गांव की उनकी जनसंख्या वो 86 करोड़ है, पर हमारी 121 करोड़ में 86 करोड़ है. सो एज फार एज परसेंटेज इन रूरल एरियाज आर कंसर्न, वी पीपल आर हैविंग हायर प्रोपोर्शन ऑफ पॉपुलेशन इन द विलेजेस एज कंपेयर टू चाइना. और पूरे विश्व के अंदर जो है डेवलपिंग नेशंस जो हैं, पूरे जो डेवलपिंग नेशंस हैं उनके अंदर 95% आर इन द डेवलपिंग वर्ल्ड. द विलेजेस व्हिच वी आर हैविंग, अराउंड 30 लाख विलेजेस हैं, उसमें से करीब 92% आपके डेवलपिंग नेशंस में से. अपने इंडिया के अंदर करीब 6.5 लाख गांव हैं. जो पूरे विश्व में 30 लाख गांव है, उसमें 6.5 लाख आपके देश में है. एंड the serious challenge which we people are having, this rural population, we will have to concentrate on this rural population. सबसे बड़ी आपकी डेमोक्रेसी, बहुत बड़ी पॉपुलेशन, 120 करोड़ अपनी पॉपुलेशन है, एंड वेरी यंग पॉपुलेशन वी आर हैविंग. We are blessed with this natural phenomena which we are having. In this natural phenomenon, we people are blessed by God that 54% population of this country is
under the age of 25 years. You can imagine how strong we people are. Japanese are in a highly difficult situation because majority of the people which they are having, they are at a very older age. In fact, after 65, 70, 75, 80, at that age person becomes liability in the society, not the contributor in the society. So biggest advantage with this country is having, we are having youth, and out of that one around 46 crore is in the working age group. वर्किंग एज का मतलब 18 साल से लेके करीब 55 साल 60 साल की एज है जिसमें काम कर सकता है आदमी, उसके अंदर है हमारे पास 40-47 करोड़ लोग जो. Our education system is very large in the world. If you are comparing huge education system, we are having 700 universities, we are having 40,000 colleges. In previous discussion, one professor was discussing about ITIs also. We are having 14,000 ITIs in this country. अगर सिंगापुर जाके देखें आप, 3 ITI हैं उनके पास, 3 या 4 पॉलिटेक्निक है, 2 यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं. As compared to them, our education system is very big. We are more or less at top. Earlier we used to say China and US is dominating, but as far as education infrastructure is concerned, we people are at number 1. Even our GDP, the rate at which our GDP is growing, that is also very fast. After China, we people are, as far as growth of GDP is concerned. And in time to come, at global level, we'll be needing the skilled manpower. एंड ये माना जा रहा है कि 2020 तक करीब 28% जो ग्लोबल लेवल पे मैन पावर जो काम कर रही होगी ग्लोबल लेवल पे, दोज विल बी इंडियंस. मींस 1/3 ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन इन द वर्ल्ड, एज फार एज स्किल्ड मैन पावर इज कंसर्न, वी इंडियंस विल बी. सो एज फार एज आवर फ्यूचर इज कंसर्न, दैट इज वेरी ब्राइट. एक गवर्नमेंट ने एक अभियान चलाया था, आजादी और आजादी के बाद में एक अभियान चलाया था कि देश में पोलियो नहीं रहना चाहिए, कहीं पे भी पोलियो नहीं रहना चाहिए, कहीं पे चेचक नहीं रहना चाहिए, ऐसा अभियान चलाया था. एंड नाउ एट दिस पर्टिकुलर जंक्चर मोर और लेस वी हैव इरेडिकेटेड दिस वन. आज कोई पोलियो का पेशेंट नहीं है, आज कोई भी चेचक का नहीं है. सो टुडे, फ्रॉम टुडे ऑनवर्ड्स, दिस ओथ हैज टू बी दैट इन इंडिया after 10 years, I'm not saying up to 2022, no one will be unskilled in the age group of say 18 to 25, 26. If that type of mission can be started कि 2022 के अंदर इस देश में कोई भी व्यक्ति अनस्किल्ड नहीं होगा, if that type of mission can be with some oath, with some serious efforts, with initiative, it can be initiated, I think, or the direction or the achievements of the country can change. ये मैं रूरल पॉपुलेशन की बात कर रहा था आप लोगों के सामने. करीब आपके 38 करोड़ लोग शहरों में रह रहे हैं, 84 करोड़ जो है विलेजेस में रह रहे हैं. बहुत बड़ा 6.5 लाख विलेजेस आपके इंडिया के अंदर हैं. हमारा जो GER है, ग्रोस एनरोलमेंट रेशियो है, जो 12th के बाद की पढ़ाई है, वो सिर्फ 20% बच्चे कर पाते हैं. सपोज इन 12th एग्जामिनेशन 100 स्टूडेंट्स हैव अपीयर्ड और 100 हैव बीन पास्ड. Out of that, only 20 students are entering into college. 80% there is no direction. They are being derailed at the age of 17 or 18 years. No one is there to look after. उन बच्चों का क्या करें हम? हमारे लिए सबसे बड़ी सोच, सबसे बड़ी चिंता की जो बात है, जो 80% who have been derailed, what we should do. Government of India is planning that in 2020 this gross enrollment ratio should be increased to 30%. 2020 में भी 30% पे ही जाएंगे. US at present they are having 87%. उनका 87% है. We are planning to have 30% in 2020. तो एक बहुत बड़ा एक हिस्सा जो है सोसाइटी का, वो आपका एजुकेशन में नहीं है या लोअर एजुकेशन उनके पास में. एंड गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स, इफ आई एम सेइंग ओनली 1% पीपल आर गेटिंग गवर्नमेंट जॉब. आपके जो एजुकेटेड लोग हैं, जो ट्रेनिंग ली हुई है, जिनके हाथ में स्किल्स है, उनको सिर्फ 1% को गवर्नमेंट जॉब मिला हुआ है. And around 2% in organized sector they are. So total the trained manpower which we are having, out of that one, only trained or even untrained, if I'm saying, of that total population, only 3% are in that bracket where they are getting some organized or this thing where PF or some direction is there in the job. Remaining 97% are in अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर. अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर का मतलब है कि उनको या तो डेली बेसिस पे पैसे मिलते हैं, या 15 दिन का मिलता है, या महीने का मिलता है, और जरूरी नहीं मिलता भी है. एंड नो वन इज देयर टू लुक आफ्टर दैट पॉपुलेशन इज अराउंड 97%. इतना बड़ा पॉपुलेशन बेस है आपका, जिसका कोई देखने वाला नहीं है, उसके लिए कोई प्रॉपर प्लानिंग नहीं है. सिर्फ 2% पॉपुलेशन ऐसी है जिनके हाथ में फॉर्मल स्किल्स हैं, फॉर्मल रूप से लीव स्किल है उनके हाथ में. और आने वाले टाइम में ये माना जा रहा है इंडिया के अंदर करीब करीब इंडिया के अंदर 5 करोड़ से 7 करोड़ लोगों के लिए इमीडिएटली जॉब ओपनिंग्स हैं, 5 से 7 करोड़ के लिए। एंड फॉर दैट पर्पज जो एम्प्लॉयमेंट है उसमें से करीब 80 to 90% उन लोगों के लिए जिनके हाथ में स्किल्स है, फॉर नॉट फॉर अनस्किल्ड। इवन द गवर्नमेंट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स व्हिच आर बीइंग गिवन, say some 100 people are working, government is saying that out of those 100 at least 20 should be skilled person, they'll have to have certificate, then only they can work on any project. So this type of situation is there. So things are very serious in fact, and certainly the institutes, the infrastructure which we people are having, it may be engineering college, it may be polytechnic, it may be ITI, will have to come forward. My example of my experience I'm exchanging with you people. From 2004 to 2010, I was working as principal at Government Engineering College, Bikaner. Bikaner is a desert place. It's a desert area. There is no industry, no agriculture, no job opportunities for the youth. And unfortunate part is the youth from Bikaner, they don't want to go out. Even some opportunities are available, say at metro cities, they don't want to go out. They want to remain there. Even someone is having MSc or PhD, even if it is being paid 5,000 rupees in Bikaner, they'll serve there. If another opportunity they are having at Jaipur for 20,000 rupees, they won't go. So that type of situation is there. In that area, what I have planned, particularly for utilizing the resources of engineering college, just one question was coming from ISAR that how institutes can market, कैसे वो कर सकती है कि हम बच्चों को कैसे बताएं कि हमारे पास ये जॉब, ये ट्रेनिंग की अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं. So what I have done there in June and July, even after 15th May, our labs were means unutilized because there were break for the students after examination. 15th May, more or less, examinations are over and new classes, new session will start from 15th of July. So 2 months we people were having when labs were free, our technicians were free. That time what we were doing in that region with the help of newspapers, हम newspaper के साथ अलाइंस करते थे, उनकी हेल्प लेते थे और फ्री एडवर्टाइजमेंट न्यूज़पेपर के थ्रू कराते थे. that for 2 months these are different training programs. When our labs, workshops are free, these many programs we will be conducting at Engineering College Bikaner. Please do join this program. Same time through newspapers we used to invite industries also, that in welding or in pump sets or in electrical motor winding or electrician training, these many students will be training here, will be imparting training to them. Please do come here for the purpose of recruitment of them. तो न्यूज़पेपर का तो मीडिया जो सोसाइटी के प्रति रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है उस हिसाब से वो हमारे साथ जुड़ते थे. इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज साथ में जुड़ता था. the advertisements we were giving in the newspaper, and without charging a single pipe from the student we were conducting these type of programs. और मैंने करीब 3.5-4 साल के अंदर वहाँ पे 4000 स्टूडेंट्स को गर्मियों में ट्रेन किया और 4000 में से भी मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स कुड ज्वाइन इन डिफरेंट पार्ट ऑफ द सिटी और क्वाइट अवे फ्रॉम दैट वन फॉर स्मॉल जॉब्स. किसी को 5000 का जॉब मिल गया, किसी को 4 का मिल गया, कोई पंप सेट करने लग गया, कोई इंजन चलाने लग गया. And even when we were inviting industries, we were saying to the industries, even if you are unable to give to job to everyone, please at least give some job toolkits to them, so that if some motor winding course someone has done some training, he has taken for 2 months, if you want to do some motor winding at the roadside, at least with the help of that toolkit he can start. तो सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट वाली बात भी उन लोगों के लिए की. तो सबसे बड़ा जरूरत ये है कि हम लोगों का इनिशिएटिव. आज जीवन में नौकरी करने से काम नहीं चलेगा. दिस 10 to 5 जॉब इट वॉन्ट सर्व द पर्पज. ये तो जिस तरह से पिछले 65 साल निकल गए, फिर 65 साल निकल जाएंगे, ये गरीबी में, ये पीड़ा में, ये कष्ट में. इफ यू वांट टू समथिंग, इफ यू वांट टू कंट्रीब्यूट समथिंग, ये सिर्फ नौकरी करने वाला जो दिमाग बना हुआ है अपना 10 से 5 वाला, इट वॉन्ट सर्व द पर्पज. मैंने जो मेरे टीचर्स को वहां पे कहा बीकानेर में, इफ यू वांट टू हैव अपॉइंटमेंट इन माय इंस्टीट्यूट, first of all I won't allow you people to wear this watch. This 10 to 5 timings, it won't be required by this institute. According to my theory, the timing should be from 5 early in the morning to 10 o'clock in the night. If this type of assignment you can do, if you are ready to do this one, please do come here. So हम लोग क्या करते थे, खाली टाइम में जो रिसोर्सेज हमारे थे वो लोगों को ट्रेनिंग देने के लिए काम में लिए थे. एक अगर इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज 4000 लोगों को ट्रेन कर सकता है, this country is having 4500 engineering colleges, country is having 4500 polytechnics, country is having 14,000 ITIs. If that many people are coming forward and if they are able to contribute something, if mindset of ours can be changed, I think things in this society can change. So हम लोग कहां है वर्ल्ड लेवल पे स्किल्स में, हम लोग कहां है? जस्ट आई वांट टू शो यू कि इंडिया जो है कह रहे हैं कि हमारे पास इतने युवा 50 करोड़ युवा है, बट एज फार स्किल पार्ट इज कंसर्न, वेयर वी पीपल, जस्ट दिस ग्राफ यू सी। सबसे पहला जो आपको एक दिख रहा है, ब्लॉक जो दिख रहा है, इट इज शोइंग 8% जिनको फॉर्मल इनफॉर्मल जो भी ट्रेनिंग मिली है, सारे जो वर्किंग ग्रुप है उसमें से 8% लोग ही ऐसे हैं जिसको अपने हाथ में जो है स्किल है कुछ के बाद। जब कोरिया को देखें तो देखो 96% है, जापान के 86-85% यूथ के पास में ये है, जर्मनी के वही 85-86। तो और कंट्रीज के कंपैरिजन में हम पिछड़े हुए क्यों हैं? कि बिकॉज आवर यूथ इज अनस्किल्ड। दिस कंपैरिजन यू कैन सी फ्रॉम हियर इटसेल्फ, यू कैन सी कंपैरिजन, द डिफरेंस बिटवीन डेवलप्ड नेशन एंड अनडेवलप्ड नेशन इज foremost difference is that youth which we people are having, it is without any trades into this one, वो blank है, उसका कोई यूज नहीं है। even if someone has done BA, there is no use of that one, he is unskilled, he just can transfer some information from year to year, or he can read newspaper, or those information of the newspaper he can convey to someone, but it is not skill. Skill means by hand, if you are able to do something, that part is missing. Only 8%. You can see how serious this issue is. And our Prime Minister again and again is saying that this should be the serious opportunity or responsibility of everyone, that we are in a bad shape, this has to be improved. And in contrary to this one, आप दूसरा ग्राफ मैं आप लोगों को दिखा रहा हूं, हो सकता है आपको साफ नहीं दिख रहा हो, I'll clear this one, कि इंडस्ट्रीज ये कह रही है कि युवा तो इतने हैं लेकिन हमें जिस तरह के काम के लोग चाहिए वो है ही नहीं। इंडस्ट्री ये ब्लेम कर रही है कि जिस तरह की स्किल वाले लोग हमें चाहिए वो हमारे पास नहीं है। इंडिया के अंदर करीब 49% मैन पावर की शॉर्टेज है। वी आर हैविंग एक्सेसिव यूथ, वी आर हैविंग 50 करोड़ यूथ, बट इंडस्ट्री पीपल आर सेइंग वी आर हैविंग शॉर्टेज ऑफ अराउंड 49% इन मैन पावर। The quality manpower which you are needing, or type of manpower which you are needing, that manpower is not available at all. And not only in our country, even Japan, 85%, उनके 85% शॉर्टेज है स्किल की। वहां पे डिफरेंस इस वजह से they need very high skilled people. That type of skill they don't have. They may be having minimum skills, but because advancements are taking place, technology is changing, the production rate or the machines which are being used, those are continuously changing. So वो भी यही ब्लेम कर रहे हैं कि हमारे पास भी उस लेवल की स्किल के लोग नहीं है जैसे हमें चाहिए। इंडिया इज रिक्वायरिंग मिनिमम स्किल एंड द डिफरेंस इज अराउंड 49%। अभी इंडस्ट्रीज ने क्या कर दिया, इवन चाइना से लोगों को लाना शुरू कर दिया। सम ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट्स व्हिच आर गोइंग ऑन इन इंडिया by industries, many of the people, Chinese people are working here, they are paying to them because they are skilled. So manpower is there, humans we are having, population we are having, but as far as skilled people are concerned, we don't have. There is a huge shortage of that manpower. ITIs की अभी बात कर रहे थे, अपने पास 2012 का मैं डेटा दे रहा हूं, करीब 14 लाख बच्चे हर साल निकलते हैं ITIs में से। लेकिन आप रिक्वायरमेंट 50 करोड़ की प्लानिंग करें, 2022 में अपन कह रहे हैं कि 50 करोड़ लोगों के हाथ में स्किल होनी चाहिए। 500 मिलियन पीपल शुड बी स्किल्ड, बट एज प्रेजेंट आवर कैपेसिटी इज टू इम्पार्ट ट्रेनिंग टू 14 lakhs ITI की जो स्किल वाला। फिर आप इंजीनियरिंग पॉलिटेक्निक ये भी जोड़ लो, आप जो है ये करीब 30 lakhs के आसपास है। 30 + 14 आपका 44, और बाकी CDTP और many schemes which you are having, if you add everything, I think it is more than one, not more than 1 crore. आपके 10 मिलियन से ज्यादा नहीं है, जबकि रिक्वायरमेंट इज 500 मिलियन। सो देयर इज अ ह्यूज गैप। इन फैक्ट द ट्रेन्ड मैन पावर, द ट्रेनिंग व्हिच यू आर इम्पार्टिंग एंड द रिक्वायरमेंट्स व्हिच यू आर हैविंग इन द सोसाइटी, देयर इज अ ह्यूज गैप। लर्न करने वाले कौन है, हमारे लर्नर्स कौन है, कौन कौन है जो इसके अंदर आ सकते हैं? हम ये चाहते हैं कि जो बच्चा या तो वो पढ़ाई कर रहा है, उसके साथ साथ पढ़ाई के साथ उसके हाथ में स्किल दे दी जाए, जो सिंपली बीए नहीं हो, बीए के साथ कुछ स्किल्स भी हो, या जो ड्रॉप आउट्स हो गए हैं, इवन जो रिटायर भी हो गए हैं, इवन जो बुजुर्ग हो गए रिटायरमेंट की वर्ज पे हैं, ऑल दे शुड बी द लर्नर्स। उन सबको अपॉर्चुनिटी अपने को देनी है। गांव में अगर कोई कारपेंटर का काम भी कर रहा है, द अपॉर्चुनिटी हैज टू बी गिवन टू हिम दैट सो दैट ही कैन इंप्रूव हिज स्किल्स, his productivity can be increased, his confidence level can be increased. So everyone who is willing to learn, he can learn. आज बुजुर्ग आदमी 60 साल का भी ये कहता है कि अगर मेरे टाइम में ऐसा एजुकेशन का सिस्टम होता तो शायद मैं भी एजुकेशन ले लेता। सो दैट ड्रीम हैज टू बी फुलफिल्ड। वी शुड बी एबल टू से दैट इवन टुडे अपॉर्चुनिटीज आर देयर, इवन योर एज में भी 60 years, but still opportunities are there. You please do come in the institute, you join this program and you can improve your skills. ये बार बार अपन कह रहे हैं कि सबसे ज्यादा यूथ है हमारे पास, एंड उसमें से 90% से 95% से ज्यादा इनके लिए अपने को अपॉर्चुनिटी जो है, ये लर्नर्स हैं, इनको अपने को लर्न कराना है, जो 90% पॉपुलेशन है। अब ये दिक्कतें तो बता दी कि हमारे पास स्किल नहीं है, ये वो दिक्कत, बट करें क्या अपन? व्हाट वी शुड डू, व्हाट इज द इमीडिएट रेमेडी वेयर एवरीवन कंट्रीब्यूट, व्हाट वी शैल बी डन? So first of all, the access for the purpose of training, जो हमारे पास ट्रेनिंग के रिसोर्सेज हैं, उन ट्रेनिंग के रिसोर्सेज को स्ट्रेंथन करना है, उस इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को अपने को स्ट्रेंथन करना है। या जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, आज पॉलिटेक्निक आपकी 5 घंटे यूटिलाइज क्यों हो दिन में? इवन इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज विच यू आर यूजिंग, इट इज 10 to 3 or 10 to 4. Why this infrastructure is being utilized only for 6 hours? Your railways are working for 24 hours, your hospitals are working for 24 hours, your Bijli board is working for 24 hours. Why not these academic institute? Why they should not be used for 24 hours? So whatever infrastructure we people are having in the form of workshops or in the form of computers or in the form of some good laboratories, why this infrastructure should not be utilized for a longer time? So first of all, whatever capacity we are having, that capacity should be strengthened, and its utilization, utilization of this capacity has to be much more. Then the quality and relevance, whatever training we are providing, its relevance has to be. आज मान लो आपने IT सेक्टर में सबको ट्रेन कर दिया, what will the use of that one? According to the demand, the relevance of the course has to be, and quality of that one, at least those minimum standards. And today I am saying we should not think only for India, we should think for global level. Even NIT Chandigarh, we are in the process of establishing some vocational education centers here in NIT Chandigarh, who are the centers are of international standards, particularly in the area of infrastructure, particularly in the renewable energy, particularly in the software development. We are planning to have one center here in NIT Chandigarh. Even Government of India has given the green signal for us that you please start here. And in that case, at global level, what is happening, what type of skills are needed, what type of trainers are needed at global level, those type of training programs we are in the process of starting. And we are inviting international experts also here for imparting training to our trainers, so that those areas where need at global level is, in those areas training can be imparted. So quality is more important and relevance is there. Whatever area the training is being provided, it should be a quality training, so that boy or girl can compete at global level. And then convergence, the convergence between school education and the skill development efforts. So from school itself we have started. Now, as Professor J.S. Saini has given direction, has given some thought of that one, insight into that one, that from 9th onward we have kept one subject for them, that is where they can start thinking of, suppose he is interested in automobile, so from there itself his mindset is being diverted towards that automobile engineering. 9th से ही उसने ये सोचना शुरू कर दिया 2 स्ट्रोक इंजन क्या होता है, 10th में उसको 4 स्ट्रोक इंजन क्या होता है, 11th में आके जो है आपका 2 व्हीलर व्हीकल्स क्या होते हैं, 3 व्हीलर्स व्हीकल क्या होते हैं, उसमें इलेक्ट्रिकल सर्किट्स किस तरह के, इंजन कैसे काम करता है. फ्रॉम देयर इटसेल्फ देयर माइंड वी हैव स्टार्टेड टू चेंज. उसकी मेंटेनेंस कैसे हो सकती है, रिपेयर कैसे हो सकती है, इवन अप टू 12th लेवल व्हेन ही इज रीचिंग. सो 9th 10th 11th 12th एटलीस्ट 4 levels he will be able to cover, and after 12th even he can be a dropout from the school education, but at least some skills related to automobile engineering he will be having, and he can be useful for that one. So your school education and the skills part, there has to be alignment between these two, and then R&D into that one. आपकी skills की requirement भी time के हिसाब से change होती जा रही है. Earlier we were having conventional lathe machines, now CNCs are there. The CNCs which is only for pilot, the small level we had, now for production level we are having. So technology is also continuously changing. So in skills also we'll have to do research also. What are the requirements every time, and according to that one infrastructure has to be changed, and someone has got the skill proper, the examination has to be, and after passing that examination certification of that one. So that certificate not only be useful in any particular state, but it should be useful in whole country, and not only whole country, it should be useful for a global level also. आज आपने कोई IT की डिग्री करता है इंडिया में, वो अगर अमेरिका में भी जाता है, that degree is being recognized. आज कोई यूनिवर्सिटी से डिग्री करता है, पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी से डिग्री करता है, at global level it is being recognized. In the same fashion, whatever certificate we people are giving in response to that training, that certificate should be valid at global level also. And उसके लिए पैसा कहां से आएगा? आज वो बच्चे ने छोड़ी क्यों, आप वो एजुकेशन क्यों नहीं ली, वो स्कूल में से ड्रॉप आउट क्यों हुआ? 12th के बाद हायर एजुकेशन में क्यों नहीं गया? Because our education which we are having, 90% education is in private sector and that education is very, very costly. So because he was not having money, that's why he has left the education. So for that purpose, some mobilization of the funds has to be. पैसा अगर उसको help मिलेगी, then only he can go for the purpose of this training in any institution, in ITI or polytechnic, wherever the opportunity will be. So adequate investment, adequate funds has to be for that purpose. अभी उनके लिए अपॉर्चुनिटीज क्या क्या हो सकती हैं? एक स्किल ले ली, उसके बाद अपॉर्चुनिटीज उसके लिए क्या क्या हो सकती है ना? सो द की फीचर्स विच वी हैव द पॉलिसी विच हैज बीन डिवाइज्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट, हमारे जो गवर्नमेंट ने जो डिसाइड किया है, गवर्नमेंट ने ये डिसाइड किया है कि जितनी भी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अपॉर्चुनिटी मींस ट्रेनिंग करने की अपॉर्चुनिटी कहाँ है, आई एम सेइंग दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी कि उसके पास ट्रेनिंग करने की अपॉर्चुनिटी कहाँ हो सकती है. सो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इज सेइंग व्हाटएवर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इज अवेलेबल, दैट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हैज टू बी यूटिलाइज. ये आपकी आईटीआई हो सकती है, गवर्नमेंट की, प्राइवेट, पॉलिटेक्निक, आपकी यूनिवर्सिटीज, आपके कॉलेजेस, वेरेवर द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इज अवेलेबल, दैट हैज टू बी, दैट शुड बी यूटिलाइज्ड फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ ट्रेनिंग. And all the ministries are involved into this one. The government of India is mobilizing every ministry that you please come out with some strategy, some planning, some manpower prediction, some forecasting of the manpower. आप लोग आइए और आप बताइए कि किस तरह से इन बच्चों को आप जो है, जो अवेलेबल मैन पावर है, इसको ट्रेनिंग कैसे देंगे. कहीं पे फॉर्मल अप्रेंटिसशिप, इनफॉर्मल अप्रेंटिसशिप, ये भी जो है स्टार्ट करें. तो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को आप जो यूज करें अलग अलग सेक्टर्स के अंदर, जहां मैन पावर है, जहां पे इंडस्ट्रीज अपनी ट्रेनिंग दे सकती है, वो देना शुरू करें, अप्रेंटिसशिप देना शुरू करें, सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए उनको मोटिवेट करें कि जहां जहां ओपनिंग हो सकती है, जिस चीज जगह ओपनिंग हो सकती है, सारी इसके अंदर जो अपॉर्चुनिटी इसके अंदर देखी जा रही है कि कहां कहां इनके लिए अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं आपकी. इवन एडल्ट लर्निंग, आई एम सेइंग इवन फॉर रिटायरीज, इवन हु आर एट द वर्ज ऑफ रिटायरमेंट, उनको फॉर्मल, नॉन फॉर्मल, इवन इन नीटर चंडीगढ़ many training programs we have initiated. Even we have started for the disabled person. एक हमारा भी सेंटर चल रहा है जिसके अंदर हम IT रिलेटेड ट्रेनिंग डिसेबल्ड लोगों के लिए चला रहे हैं. Daily around 40 students are coming. They'll be coming here for 6 months. Then another batch will be coming. So our resources which we are having, when those resources are free, that time we are utilizing those resources for imparting the training. और जरूरी नहीं कि आप जो है ये level 1, level 2, level 3 कुछ नहीं, आप तो 3 महीने की ट्रेनिंग ही प्रोवाइड कर दें, एक कॉन्फिडेंस उसके अंदर बच्चे के अंदर दे दें. आई थिंक इट विल चेंज द सिचुएशन. सो जो लोअर मोस्ट लेवल पे ट्रेनिंग की जरूरत है, जो थोड़ी सी ट्रेनिंग की जरूरत है, दैट इज मोर रिक्वायर्ड एज कंपेयर टू एट ए वेरी हाई लेवल ट्रेनिंग. और इसको ई लर्निंग के अभी हमने एक प्रोग्राम इस स्टूडियो से कराया, दैट वाज फॉर ITIs. many ITIs are there in India, but their trainers are not being trained. So from this studio itself, many of the lectures we people have delivered from here, and many of the ITIs were listening from there itself to us. We were delivering lectures from here and they were listening to us. So in the same fashion, for this training programs also, this type of e-learning resources can be utilized for imparting the training to the students. So जहां जहां पॉसिबिलिटीज हो सकती है, जिस तरह से पॉसिबिलिटीज हो सकती है, क्योंकि 50 करोड़ का टारगेट एक छोटा सा टारगेट नहीं है. अपन कह रहे हैं कि हमारे साल में अभी तक हम जो है 1 करोड़ ट्रेन कर पा रहे हैं, हमारा टारगेट 50 करोड़ का, वो बहुत बड़ा है. जब सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज को जब तक अपन नहीं तलाशेंगे, आई थिंक दैट प्रॉब्लम कांट बी सॉर्टेड आउट. एज फार एज फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट इज कंसर्न, देखो अब गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया कितना सीरियस है, कितना बड़ा फंड इसके लिए रखा है, एंड दे आर सेइंग नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट फंड. जो नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट फंड का प्रोविजन किया है, उन्होंने करीब जो है 10 अरब का जो है ये प्रोविजन किया यूनियन बजट में 2012-13 के अंदर. 10 अरब का प्रोविजन इसके अंदर किया है, और आने जो कॉर्पस फंड गवर्नमेंट के पास पड़ा है 25 अरब का, वो भी इसमें जोड़ रहे हैं. सो ह्यूज मनी इज बीइंग चैनलाइज्ड टू दिस वन. बहुत बड़ा एक बजट का जो हिस्सा जो है, एंड नाउ दे आर सेइंग इट इज मिशन skilling India. It is mission skilling India. Just like mission teacher training, they are saying for this 12th 5-year plan, they are saying mission skilling India, and huge money is being channelized to this one. सबसे जरूरी चीज ये है अपने पास, इवन गांव के अंदर छोटी जो भी हमारी पॉलिटेक्निक ITI गांव में है या जहां पे भी है, सबसे पहला आपका नॉलेज सेंटर बनना है. सेंटर जो मैं दिखा रहा हूं इसमें, सेंटर में जो सर्किल बनना है, वहां पे एक सेंटर, नॉलेज सेंटर बने, जहां पे अपने पास जो फैसिलिटीज है, जैसी फैसिलिटीज है उसके हिसाब से नॉलेज सेंटर बने. और सबसे पहले आपका जो माइंडसेट बच्चे का है, आपको बच्चे का माइंडसेट जो तैयार करना है कि यू प्लीज टेक दिस ट्रेनिंग एंड फ्यूचर विल बी लाइक दिस वन. इफ यू आर टेकिंग दिस मच ट्रेनिंग, you can do your own venture you can start. you can get this much money from the industries if you are having this type of training. So first of all, the centers which we are creating, the mindset of the students has to be changed. और जब माइंडसेट चेंज कर रहे हैं ट्रेनिंग के लिए, उसके साथ उसको वैल्यूज भी देना है, उसको एथिक्स भी देना है कि आपको सिर्फ ये ट्रेनिंग नहीं लेनी। आज इंडस्ट्री की रिक्वायरमेंट ये भी है कि वो सिर्फ हाथ से ही काम करना नहीं जानता हो, उसके अंदर बाकी जो चीजें, उसका एटीट्यूड है, उसकी ईमानदारी है, उसकी काम के प्रति निष्ठा है, उसका डेडिकेशन है, that should also be very strong. So with skills, this value and ethics also has to be imparted into the student. The mindset of the student has to be changed. Same time his attitude has to be changed, that आपको काम करने से ही satisfaction मिल सकता है, काम करने से ही पैसा मिल सकता है, that has to be initiated. And the skill which we are saying at different level, it has to be initiated. ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि एक बढ़ई जो 5 साल से काम कर रहा है, कुछ skills उसके पास में, on the basis of that skill some certificate can be given to him, and if he wish to improve those skills further, the admission in second level or third level can be imparted. So at different levels of scaling, the skills has to be, and village, in a village the employment has to be created. Your rural industrialization has to be, जो महात्मा गांधी जी की पॉलिसी है उस पे काम, एक यूथ को आपने ट्रेनिंग दे दी, सेम टाइम in the vicinity of it village or in the village, if the job can be created, if employment can be created, I think it will serve the purpose. आप सारे बच्चों को, सारे लोगों को शहर में नहीं ला सकते, आपको गांव में ही छोटे छोटे उनके लिए ओपनिंग तैयार करनी पड़ेगी, then only that skilled person can be utilized in that rural area. जो हमारा प्राइम मिनिस्टर का जो काउंसिल बनाई है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने 2009 से एक काउंसिल बनाई है पूरी, दैट इज टर्म्ड एज प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स नेशनल काउंसिल, एंड दैट इज मेंट ओनली फॉर स्किल डेवलपमेंट. और उसका विजन ये है, उस काउंसिल का विजन ये है कि 2022 तक हमारे 50 करोड़ बच्चों के हाथ में स्किल्स होनी चाहिए, एंड हर एक के पास, चाहे वो गरीब है, अमीर है, लड़का है, लड़की है, किसी भी धर्म का है, इट शुड बी इंक्लूसिव. एवरी पर्सन इन द सोसाइटी शुड बी गिवन अपॉर्चुनिटी for the skill part. So it should be inclusive in nature and it should be dynamic, because with respect to time changes are coming in skills also. So it should be dynamic in nature and it should be focused on outcomes, consumer choice and competition. आपका जो लेने वाला है, जॉब आपको देने वाला है, उसके हिसाब से, because lot of competition will be there, he will be choosing the best one. So the training which has to be imparted, it should be imparted so that he should be excellent in that particular area. अभी जो हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट है, ट्रेंड लोगों की रिक्वायरमेंट, आप देखो सबसे नीचे लेवल 1 में जो दिखा रहा हूं, करीब ये 50 करोड़ की रिक्वायरमेंट है, उसमें से 50 करोड़ का 50%, करीब 25 करोड़ ऐसे लोगों की जरूरत है, ऐसे लोगों की जरूरत पड़ सकती है अपने को 2022 तक, जिनके हाथ में मिनिमम लेवल 1 की स्किल्स हो, थोड़ी सी 6-8 महीने साल भर जो ट्रेनिंग दे रहे हैं अपन, इन विच वी आर सेइंग अराउंड 500-600 hours is theory part, 500-600 hours in a year for practical part. So they are saying कि जो मिनिमम ट्रेनिंग वाला पार्ट है, जिसमें थोड़ी सी उसके हाथ में स्किल देने के, प्लम्बर का काम सीख गया, थ्रेड काटना सीख गया, पाइप को लगाना सीख गया, बिजली का स्विच लगाना सीख गया, बिजली की वायरिंग सीख गया, that type of training around 50% people we are needing in that area. Then उससे ऊपर वाले जो स्किल वाले हैं, जो लेवल 2-3 वाले लेवल के हैं, वो आपका करीब 25% उसका है, फिर उसका 20% हाईली स्किल्ड, वेरी हाई स्किल्ड ओनली 5%. बहुत कम, 2-2.5 करोड़ लोग ऐसे चाहिए जो बहुत ज्यादा स्किल वाले हों. हमें बहुत ज्यादा स्किल नहीं चाहिए, बट एक जो स्किल है उसके पास एटलीस्ट ही शुड हैव कॉन्फिडेंस इनटू दैट स्किल. सो दिस इज द रिक्वायरमेंट एट आवर कंट्री लेवल. ये सारे सेक्टर्स जो सैनी साहब बात कर रहे थे, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने मिनिस्ट्रीज की हेल्प से एक सर्वे करा लिया कि किस किस सेक्टर में कितने कितने लोगों की जरूरत है. ये सारे जो सेक्टर्स मैंने मेंशन किए हैं, इसका एक सर्वे हो चुका है, हर सेक्टर में मैन पावर की कितनी कितनी रिक्वायरमेंट है, और ये मैन पावर की रिक्वायरमेंट भी आपको मैं दिखा रहा हूं. यहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा जो मैन पावर की आपको रिक्वायरमेंट दिख रही है इसके अंदर, या तो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में है आपका, या हेल्थ सेक्टर में है, करीब 10 करोड़ के आसपास इसके अंदर है, और या आपका जो है आईटी सेक्टर है. ये ऐसे एरियाज हैं, या सिक्योरिटी का है, या रिटेल मार्केटिंग का, ये ऐसे एरियाज हैं जिसमें बहुत ज्यादा मैन पावर की जरूरत है. सो these sectors are has been devised, even that work has also been done. So government of India has devised some sectors, that sector councils are there in every sector. How much is the manpower requirement, that exercise has already been done. और ये सारा काम बांट दिया है, जितनी मैन पावर की 50 करोड़ की रिक्वायरमेंट है, ये सारा काम सब जगह बांट दिया है. हमारी जो मिनिस्ट्री है जिसके अंडर में हम लोग काम करते हैं, इट इज MHRD, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट, जो 500 मिलियन की बात है उसका 10% हमें दे दिया है. 500 मिलियन का 10% का मतलब 50 मिलियन. 50 मिलियन मीन 5 करोड़. 5 करोड़ MHRD को दे दिया है कि आपके पास जो इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेजेस, पॉलिटेक्निक और ये सब कुछ जो है, उनसे आप करीब 5 करोड़ लोगों को ट्रेन करो. जिसके अंदर इसका नाम NVQF दिया था, पहले इसका नाम NVQF दिया था MHRD के थ्रू जो था। इसकी इसी तरह से जो लेबर मिनिस्ट्री है उसको 10 करोड़ दे दिए, लेबर मिनिस्ट्री को कहा भी 10 करोड़ आप ट्रेन करो, तो 5 करोड़ MHRD ट्रेन करे, 10 करोड़ लेबर मिनिस्ट्री ट्रेन करे। देन NSDC जो है नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट काउंसिल है उसको 30% दे दिया, टोटल का जो 500 मिलियन का 30% NSDC को दे दिया, ये करीब 15 करोड़ उनके पास है। तो 5 करोड़ MHRD के पास, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ लेबर के पास 10 करोड़ 15 और 15 करोड़ जो है NSDC को 30 करोड़ ये हो गया, और बाकी बचे हुए 20 करोड़ जो है वो रिमेनिंग मिनिस्ट्री है, इट में बी एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्ट्री, इट में बी IT मिनिस्ट्री, इट में बी कोल और वॉट एवर द मिनिस्ट्री द एरियाज यूनिट विच। सो सबसे बड़ा जो 20 करोड़ का है वो उन 17 मिनिस्ट्रीज को दे दिया। तो इस तरह से सबका काम बांट दिया कि आपको कितनी कितनी मैन पावर 2022 तक चेंज करनी। तो हमारा जो टारगेट है, हमारा जो इंस्टीट्यूट्स का टारगेट है वो अपने 5 करोड़ लोगों को देखना है। यस, सो दीज 5 crores आर आवर ड्रीम, इट्स टारगेट टू इम्पार्टिंग स्किल्स इनटू देयर हैंड्स। एंड जो स्कीमें बनाई, स्कीमें बनाई इसके अंदर फर्स्ट नेशनल पॉलिसी ऑन स्किल डेवलपमेंट, जिसको प्राइम मिनिस्टर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया में जो है, जो काउंसिल है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर की काउंसिल है, इट इज बीइंग लुक्ड आफ्टर बाय दिस वन। देन स्किल डेवलपमेंट इनिशिएटिव स्कीम्स, ये मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ लेबर की है। क्राफ्ट्समैन ट्रेनिंग स्कीम, ये मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ लेबर की है। NVQF मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ लेबर की है। NVQF जो है मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ HRD की है। एंड नाउ the whole one only common name has been given, it is NSQF. The target is basically to impart training, impart skill into the youth. So NSDC जिसको मैं कह रहा हूं, इसमें करीब 15 करोड़ लोगों को ये टारगेट दिया है। और NSDC है ये पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप है। इसके अंदर अच्छी चीज ये कि ये फर्स्ट टाइम इंडिया ने जो अच्छा स्टेप ये लिया है कि जो इंडस्ट्री को बच्चों की जरूरत है, इंडस्ट्री को भी साथ में जोड़ा है। एवरी टाइम वी पीपल आर कंप्लेनिंग दैट देयर इज अ ह्यूज गैप बिटवीन एकेडमिक इंस्टीट्यूट्स एंड इंडस्ट्रीज, but now the government of India, serious efforts which has been done by government of India, they have brought academic institutes and industry at one common platform. And उनको ये कह दिया NSDC में कि 50% पैसा गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया देगी, 50% इंडस्ट्रीज दे, क्योंकि मैन पावर तो इंडस्ट्री को चाहिए, जो ट्रेंड लोग होंगे वो आपके काम आएंगे। So now in this NSDC model 50% is being given by industries, 50% by the government. और उस 50% की भागीदारी पे इन्होंने काम करना शुरू किया है इन 15 करोड़ लोगों के लिए। NSDC ने जो काम करना शुरू किया है, और अभी तक का जो प्रोग्रेस है NSDC की, उन्होंने इंडिया के अंदर करीब 14,000 सेंटर्स जहां पे स्किल प्रोवाइड करनी है वो सेंटर्स आइडेंटिफाई हो गए हैं, और हर सेंटर को करीब 4,000 लोगों को ट्रेन करना है साल के अंदर। दिस मच वर्क हैज बीन डन, एंड द करिकुलम व्हिच हैज बीन डिजाइंड, दैट इज बीइंग डिजाइन्ड बाय इंडस्ट्रीज ओनली। तो अच्छी चीज ये हो गई कि उनको क्या पढ़ाया जाना है, दैट हैज बीन आल्सो being decided by industries only, not we people. We are not deciding. Industry people are deciding that these traits, these qualities in students has to be. So जो NSDC बना है, NSDC में सबसे बड़ी भागीदारी जो है, जो इंडस्ट्रीज को खुद को दे दी गई है। So that's a very good thing. जब वो ट्रेनिंग देने की बात कर रहे हैं, करिकुलम की बात करते हैं, तो सर्टेनली उनकी जिम्मेवारी उनको जॉब देने की भी होगी निश्चित रूप से इसमें। और 3 इंडस्ट्री एसोसिएशन है इंडिया में। सबसे बड़ी इंडस्ट्री एसोसिएशन जो है, वन वी आर हैविंग FICCI, another one we are having CII, third one we are having SOHM. In all 3 these organizations, they are joined hand together. इन्होंने अपनी अपनी रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ली है कि हम लोग क्या काम करेंगे। FICCI, CII और SOHM, ये एक पहला टाइम है जब इतने बड़े इंडस्ट्री एसोसिएशंस एक साथ आए हैं इंडस्ट्री इनको काम करने के लिए। और अगर इसमें देखें आप, जो CII है, CII ने जो अपना काम, हालांकि ये तीनों को मिलाना इट वाज ए वेरी डिफिकल्ट टास्क, एंड वो साथ आने के लिए तैयार भी नहीं है। CII ने कहा मैं सिर्फ ITI के लोगों के लिए काम करूंगा। दे आर हैविंग 90,000 मेंबर्स, 90,000 इंडस्ट्रीज आर मेंबर ऑफ CII। फिर आपकी FICCI के करीब 2,50,000 मेंबर्स हैं। इसी तरह से SOHM के करीब 4 लाख मेंबर्स हैं। तो जो CII है वो ITI को स्ट्रेंथन करने का काम कर रही है, और FICCI और जो SOHM है वो NSDC और ये जो दूसरे अपने वोकेशनल एजुकेशन के प्रोग्राम्स है, जिसमें अपन NVQF भी कह रहे हैं, इसके लिए डायरेक्शन, इसको ट्रेनिंग देना, इसके लिए मार्केट ढूंढना, इसके लिए करिकुलम डिजाइन करना, now FICCI and SOHM is doing. So at least very good thing is that biggest houses, biggest industrial houses are in this, in fact in this effort of the government of India. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट का मैंने बताया 2 पार्ट में किया। उन्होंने स्कूल लेवल पे किया, हायर एजुकेशन लेवल पे किया। स्कूल लेवल पे 9th से ही उन्होंने शुरू कर दिया। गवर्नमेंट ऑफ हरियाणा FQC, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ हरियाणा ने 40 स्कूलों में पिछले साल तक शुरू किया हुआ था। नाउ दे हैव एडेड 100 मोर स्कूल्स, इन 140 schools they are having vocational education program. Their teachers we have trained here, particularly in IT sector for level 3, 4 we have imparted training to them. In the same fashion, in other areas, just like securities or the retail, those teachers also, they are coming here for the purpose of training. So our institute, we are ready to impart training to the trainers, whatever the level it may be. Even we can hire some experts from outside, but NEET Chandigarh is ready. If you people are starting these type of program, we are ready to impart training to your trainers. Then MHRD is for higher education. MHRD is meant for the school education. MHRD is meant for higher education. तो उन्होंने 10वीं के बाद के जो पॉलिटेक्निक की एंट्री है, 9th and 10th, 2 levels boys girls are doing in the schools. If they want to enter into polytechnic, then 3rd level, 3, 4, 5 they are doing in the polytechnics. If they want to move further, 11th, 12th up to 12th, they are having 4 levels, they can enter into university also. So then that will be BA vocational or BCom vocational, like that one. So that is this MHRD part. Then at global level, the lot of money is being given, क्योंकि सारी जो मैन पावर इंडिया में तैयार होगी वो वर्ल्ड लेवल पे भी काम आएगी. I said no, in time to come around 28-29% workers in the world will be from India. So even International Labour Organization, even World Bank, even European Union Bank, those people are helping to us. So इनका भी जो contribution, particularly World Bank ने lot of money they are giving, European Bank they are giving lot of money. International Labour Organization, they are giving openings our workers at global level. Even they are helping into the evolution of better ITIs, better curriculums. They are helping us, and वो इस काम में मदद कर रहे हैं कि skills किस direction में देनी है. And some pilot programs in many of the areas those people have started. This International Labour Organization, European Union, enough money those people have given, particularly in this NCVT, this ITI part, they have given enough money. Even for NSDC also. Then for NVQF, enough money is being given by this European Union, and even they are deciding, helping into designing the curriculum also. In the same fashion, World Bank, उन्होंने करीब 400 ITIs को तो सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस बनाया है. इसमें भी काफी पैसा जो है वर्ल्ड बैंक से आ रहा है. एंड जो बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो ट्रेनिंग देने का काम कर रही है, अपने पॉलिटेक्निक इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज को छोड़ दें, इसके अलावा भी 4 बड़े सेंटर्स इंडिया के अंदर शुरू हो गए हैं, जो लाखों की स्टूडेंट्स को ट्रेनिंग देने की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, वो करोड़ों की बात कर रहे हैं. जैसे ILF&S है, इंडिया कैन है, सेंटम लर्निंग है, इंडिया स्किल्स है. ये चारों के चारों ऐसे एसोसिएशन अब और भी बढ़ गए, करीब 6-7 हो गए हैं. सो दीज इंडस्ट्री हाउसेज, दीज ट्रेनिंग हाउसेज, इन फैक्ट दे आर हेल्पिंग गवर्नमेंट इन इम्पार्टिंग ट्रेनिंग. हाउ दे आर चार्जिंग, एंड दैट मनी इज कमिंग फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट. जैसे गुजरात गवर्नमेंट ने भी जो स्कीम शुरू की, आप लोगों को पता नहीं है या नहीं है, उसके अंदर एक कूपन स्कीम शुरू कर दी उन्होंने ट्रेनिंग की. कूपन स्कीम में क्या है कि आप मान लो ट्रेनिंग देने वाले हैं, सपोज पॉलिटेक्निक हिसार इज ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइडर, यू मे बी गवर्नमेंट, यू मे बी प्रोवाइडर, you go to the government, you go to the Gujarat government, it is meant only for Gujarat state, you go to the government, they'll be giving you coupon, वो आपको 10,000-15,000 का कूपन दे देंगे, and against that coupon you provide training to a student, जो उसका इंटरेस्ट हो स्टूडेंट का, उसका IT सेक्टर का हो या वेल्डिंग का हो, जिसमें भी आप ट्रेनिंग दीजिए, and after giving certificate to him, you again go to the government, give back that coupon, and you give certificate that are trained one student against this coupon, they'll be giving 10,000 rupees to you, just like training product. So training provider, स्टूडेंट को कोई पैसा नहीं देना है, पैसा शुरू में इन्वेस्ट करेगा ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइडर, एंड आफ्टर गिविंग ट्रेनिंग दैट मनी विल बी टेकन फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट. जैसे रिचार्ज कराते हैं, कूपन रिचार्ज कराते हैं अपन, उसी तरह से है कि उस कूपन को पहले जो ट्रेनिंग देने वाला है वो रिचार्ज कर देगा. Just when he has given training to the students, he'll be going to the government, he'll be charging that money. So that coupon scheme has been initiated. It is becoming very, very popular in Gujarat state. In Rajasthan state में क्या किया कि जो लैगिंग एरियाज है, जहाँ पे पॉलिटेक्निक्स नहीं है, जहाँ पे ITIs नहीं है, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ राजस्थान they given land to these different societies, to private people, that you please open up polytechnics here, open up ITIs here. Even लड़कियों के लिए अगर खोलता है कोई लैगिंग एरिया में स्किल प्रोवाइड करने के लिए, even they are giving building also, the land plus building, both they are giving, and anyone can go there, anyone can start these type of ventures there, so that skills can be provided to the students. So ये अलग अलग स्टेट्स की, तो एक तो मैं इंडिया कैन की बात कर रहा था, ये बहुत दे रहा है. भारतीय जो सेंटम लर्निंग जो है, भारतीय की बात करते हैं, ये दे रहे हैं ट्रेनिंग. मणिपाल एजुकेशन वाले हैं, वो आपका ट्रेनिंग का उन्होंने बहुत बड़ा काम, जिसको ILF&S कह रहे हैं अपन. तो इस तरह से जो है काफी मिलके जो ट्रेनिंग का इंडिया स्किल्स की बात कर रहे हैं. सो ये ट्रेनिंग के लिए बहुत बड़े घराने बाहर निकल के आए हैं. नाउ द चैलेंज व्हिच वी पीपल आर हैविंग, फर्स्ट द इंटरफेस बिटवीन इंडस्ट्री एंड द ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइडर हैज टू बी दैट व्हाटएवर ट्रेनिंग आई एम प्रोवाइडिंग, दैट ट्रेनिंग इज सूटेबल फॉर इंडस्ट्री, एंड लिंक बनाने हैं उसके साथ कि मैं इतने लोगों को ट्रेनिंग दे रहा हूं, इनको आप काम दीजिए. सो दैट रेलेवेंस ऑफ द ट्रेनिंग हैज टू बी. unwanted, unorganized training should not be. Training should be in such a way that wherever there are needs, according to the needs, that the training has to be provided. अभी जो बेसिक गैप लग रहे हैं, हमें जो दिक्कतें आ रही है, ट्रेनिंग देने में जो दिक्कतें आ रही है, शुरुआत होने में दिक्कत आ रही है, एक तो लेबर मार्केट का इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम जो होना चाहिए, वर्ल्ड लेवल पे लेबर मार्केट की क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है, क्या कंडीशंस है, किस तरह की ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइड करनी है वर्ल्ड लेवल पे, दैट LMIS, दैट इज टर्म्ड एज LMIS, दैट LMIS इज मिक्सिंग. फिर जो 17 या 18 सेक्टर्स, जो डिफरेंट सेक्टर्स की हम बात कर रहे थे, उनके बीच में आपस में अंडरस्टैंडिंग हैज टू बी वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. वो स्किल्स काउंसिल प्रॉपरली जो है अभी तक इफेक्टिव 13 स्किल काउंसिल बन गई है, जिनने जो नेशनल ऑक्यूपेशनल स्टैंडर्ड बनाने भी शुरू कर दिए, करिकुलम बनाने भी शुरू कर दिए, बट इनफ टाइम दे हैव टेकन. In 2009 we have started, it has become 2014. In 5 years only the formation of the skill council only in some of the areas, and formation of curriculum, then occupational standards, everything. So the time which is being taken, that is too large. And now this scheme, the NVQF or NSQF, only this final scheme has been converged now. In 5 years only one scheme we could converge, otherwise different schemes were there. It was very difficult to organize them. Then उसके बाद एनसीवीटी भी जो है हमारी, अब एनसीवीटी, एक क्वेश्चन आपका आ रहा था कि एनसीवीटी के भी लेवल्स वगैरह का क्या करेंगे, इसको किस तरह से लेके आएंगे. सो एनसीवीटी को भी अब रीऑर्गेनाइज करने की जरूरत है, जिससे लेवल सिस्टम जो है 1 2 3 उसके अंदर एनसीवीटी ITI को भी लाया जा सके, वोकेशनल एजुकेशन को. फिर आपका सोशल जो कल्चर है, सोशियो इकोनॉमी डाइवर्सिटी है हमारे यहाँ पे इंडिया में, डिफरेंट स्टेट्स आते हैं, डिफरेंट लैंग्वेजेस आते हैं, डिफरेंट माइंडसेट. आप ट्रेनिंग किस लैंग्वेज में दोगे? इन चाइना द ब्यूटी ऑफ दैट कंट्री इज ओनली वन लैंग्वेज दे आर हैविंग. In our country, various varieties of languages are there. More than 43 languages we are having. किस लैंग्वेज में ट्रेनिंग दोगे, किस लैंग्वेज में किताब बनाओगे, किस लैंग्वेज में ट्रेनर्स को तैयार करोगे? इट्स वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट. एंड द सोसाइटल डिमार्केशन विच वी आर हैविंग, जो वर्गीकरण है सोसाइटी का, आप अगर पुरानी वर्ण व्यवस्था देखें अपन, इन 4 वर्ड्स वी यूज्ड टू हैव, वन ब्राह्मण, देन अनदर वन इज वैश्य, थर्ड वन इज क्षत्रिय, फोर्थ वन इज शूद्र. 4 अपनी कैटेगरी समाज की होती थी, जिसमें ब्राह्मण का काम ब्रह्मा का रूप, जो आपको भगवान का रास्ता दिखाता था, भगवान के साथ मिलाता था, हिज ड्यूटीज वर समथिंग डिफरेंट. वैश्य का काम व्यापार करना, दैट वाज समथिंग डिफरेंट. फिर आपका क्षत्रिय का काम रक्षा करना, दैट वाज समथिंग डिफरेंट. एंड शूद्र जो अनटचेबल था समाज के अंदर. इस तरह की वर्ण व्यवस्था बनी हुई थी. इवन सेम इज इन आवर माइंड्स आल्सो. अगर आज कोई भी किसान का बेटा अगर बार्बर का काम करना शुरू कर दे, people will be saying that you are farmer, why you are being fitted into that barber job. उसके लिए इवन समाज में रहना मुश्किल हो जाएगा. सो दीदी वर्गीकरण जो समाज का हमारा हुआ है, जो एक डाइवर्सिफिकेशन हमारा समाज का है, इन दैट वन कमिंग आउट फ्रॉम दैट इट्स वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट. अगर कोई बार्बर का बेटा है तो बार्बर ही बनेगा, पंडित जी का बेटा फेरे करा रहा है, अगर वो मंत्र पढ़ रहा है तो वही वो काम करेगा. इफ इट कैन बी एक्सचेंज एवरीवेयर, सबको सबकी जो ओपनिंग जो है समाज इतना अगर ब्रॉड हो जाता है, then majority of the problems will be sorted out. Then जैसी vocational education का नाम लेते हो आप, society is not accepting. vocational education ITI को society accept नहीं करता है. वो BA किए हुए बच्चे को accept कर सकता है, ITI को it won't be accepted. So that mindset of the people has to be changed, that the degree is not important. Important is what skill person is having, how much he can contribute for the betterment of the society, that has to be. And convergence of the skills, जो skills उसको दी जा रही है, वो स्ट्रेटजीज एंड अप्रोचेज ऑफ स्किल डेवलपमेंट आर डिफरेंट. सभी की जो अप्रोचेज है उनको भी एक साथ अपने को एक तरह से लेके आना पड़ेगा, कन्वर्ज करना पड़ेगा, और उनका वर्टिकल मोबिलिटी भी जो है अपने को डिसाइड करनी पड़ेगी. एंड अनदर वन इज द टास्क व्हिच वी आर हैविंग. इट्स ए ह्यूज चैलेंज. इतने बड़े टास्क को पता नहीं कैसे पूरे करेंगे, और उस टास्क को पूरा करने के लिए कितनी एजेंसीज, कितनी मिनिस्ट्रीज है, उनको सबको साथ बैठाना, सबकी एक सी सोच करना, दैट इटसेल्फ इज ए वेरी डिफिकल्ट डाउंटिंग टास्क वी आर हैविंग. देन करिकुलम को स्टैंडर्डाइज करना, करिकुलम को बनाना, स्टैंडर्डाइज करना. अभी मैं देख रहा था करिकुलम जो बनाए हैं, जैसे ऑटोमोबाइल का करिकुलम बना एट लेवल 5, द करिकुलम व्हिच वी आर हैविंग, वहां पे हम बच्चे को चेसिस डायनमोमीटर की ट्रेनिंग की बात कर रहे थे. कॉस्ट ऑफ द चेसिस डायनमोमीटर इज मोर देन 100 crores. सिर्फ मारुति या टाटा के अलावा वो चेसिस डायनमोमीटर है ही नहीं. सो करिकुलम भी जो बनाया वो इतना हाइपोथेटिकल बना दिया, काफी काल्पनिक बना दिया. इट्स वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू हैव दैट टाइप ऑफ करिकुलम. इवन इफ इन योर पॉलिटेक्निक यू आर स्टार्टिंग दिस टाइप ऑफ प्रोग्राम, you'll have to look into that on how much investment you'll have to do, because the curriculum is of a very high level. उस हाई लेवल के करिकुलम को कर पाना इट विल बी वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट. सो जो करिकुलम भी बनाया, और मेनली उन इंडस्ट्रीज ने बना दिया जो बड़ी इंडस्ट्रीज है. अब छोटी इंडस्ट्रीज वाले कंप्लेन कर रहे हैं कि देयर इज नथिंग फॉर अस, क्योंकि ज्यादातर मैन पावर 80% मैन पावर इज बीइंग कंज्यूम्ड बाय स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज, बट द करिकुलम व्हिच हैज बीन डिवाइस्ड दैट हैज बीन डिवाइस्ड बाय द लार्जर स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज. सो व्हाटएवर करिकुलम, व्हाटएवर ट्रेनिंग इज बीइंग इम्पार्टेड, दैट इज फॉर द लार्जर स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज. तो सबसे बड़ा ये भी गैप आ गया, छोटी इंडस्ट्रीज कह रहे हैं हमारी इसके अंदर भागीदारी भी नहीं है. देन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, द सीरियस प्रॉब्लम इज दैट बिग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर वी डोंट हैव हु कैन इम्पार्ट ट्रेनिंग टू 50 करोड़ पीपल. फिर इसके लिए कॉम्पिटेंट ट्रेनर्स कहां से लाएंगे? आप अगर आपने गांव में ट्रेनिंग शुरू तो कर दी, वहां पे ट्रेनर कहां पे मिलेगा? आपने मान लो आईटी सेक्टर में ट्रेनिंग कर दी, बच्चा चाहता है कि मेरे को ऑटोमोबाइल में ट्रेनिंग मिले, दैट ऑटोमोबाइल इज नॉट अवेलेबल देयर एट ऑल. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू रिक्वायरमेंट, according to the wish, according to the choice, the trainings are not available, trainers are not available, infrastructure is not available, and really involvement of private sector by heart if they are joining hands, then I think things can move. Still there is hesitation in private sector. अभी हमें करीब गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को 400 प्राइवेट पीपीपी मोड में 400 पॉलिटेक्निक्स खोलने थे, और उसमें टारगेट ये था कि इंडस्ट्रीज पॉलिटेक्निक खोले. अब गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया वांटेड कि इंडस्ट्रीज आए वो अपने प्रीमिसेस में ही पॉलिटेक्निक खोले. नॉट ए सिंगल प्रपोजल गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया कुड गेट, एंड इवन गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया वाज पेइंग around 10 crore rupees to that institute house that you please open polytechnic and start polytechnic in your premises, so that according to your requirement you can train these students and those students can be useful product for you. But not a single proposal has come. So the private sectors are still, they are hesitant, they are not taking interest because they are saying the government systems are very rigid, they audit everything, it will be a very serious issue, and we don't want to enter into these type of things. Then equivalence of skill qualification, because डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ स्किल्स आप देखें, एनवीक्यू इन्होंने जो लेबर डिपार्टमेंट ने अलग उस क्वालिफिकेशन कर रखी है, एनएसक्यूएफ ने कुछ अलग आ गई है क्वालिफिकेशन, कुछ भोपाल में हमारा जो पैसे वो स्टैंडर्ड बना हुआ है उसने अलग से कर दिया है. सो कन्वर्जेंस ऑफ दिस क्वालिफिकेशन अगेन इट्स ए सीरियस इश्यू. एक ही क्वालिफिकेशन, एक ही वर्टिकल मोबिलिटी इफ इट कैन बी. देन आई सेड सोशल एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी, स्किल्स की जो है दैट्स अगेन इट इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल. माइंडसेट ऑफ प्रेजेंट जनरेशन, एवरीवन वांट्स व्हाइट कॉलर जॉब. इवन आप इंजीनियरिंग में भी देख लीजिए, समवन इज डूइंग बीटेक सिविल इंजीनियरिंग एंड व्हेन क्वेश्चन ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट इज कमिंग he joins software industries. 95% of our students, electrical, mechanical, civil, they are joining software industries because they are thinking that most important part is your white collar jobs which are being done in a air conditioned room. They don't want to go into the field. In same is the mindset of this youth to whom we are planning to impart training. वो चाहिए उनको white collar job, वो इस ट्रेनिंग में आना ही नहीं चाहते हैं. फिर अभी हमारे ऑक्यूपेशनल स्टैंडर्ड्स भी, किस व्यक्ति को क्या काम करना पड़ेगा, किस तरह की ट्रेनिंग हो, वो कहां पे कामयाब हो सकता है, वो ऑक्यूपेशनल स्टैंडर्ड्स भी अभी हमारे पूरी तरह से बन के नहीं आए हैं. करिकुलम मैंने बताया बड़ी इंडस्ट्रीज ने बना लिया, अगेन इट इज क्रिएटिंग ए प्रॉब्लम. मैन पावर की प्रॉपर फोरकास्टिंग, जो चेंजेस हो रहा है हर एक सेक्टर में चेंजेस हो रहा है, दैट फोरकास्टिंग इज नॉट अवेलेबल. एंड our center of excellence just like IITs or NITs, they are not coming forward. जब तक ये लोग इसमें आगे नहीं आएंगे, जब तक इनकी भागीदारी नहीं होगी, बड़ी यूनिवर्सिटीज अपने जब तक आगे नहीं आएगी, I think things won't be moving. So integration of industries, integration of center of excellence in education, integration of our like institutes, integration of skill providers. If it can't be integrated, proper curriculum can't be designed, proper vertical mobility if it is not being designed, I think things are difficult in time to come. So finally हम ये जो कहना चाहते हैं कि स्किल हमें देना है, स्किल एक अच्छी सी स्किल अकॉर्डिंग टू नीड उसको देना है, और वर्ल्ड ऑफ एजुकेशन जो यूनिवर्सिटीज और जो वर्क है, जो इंडस्ट्रीज है, उनके साथ प्रॉपर अलाइनमेंट होना है. और शुरू से ही चाइल्डहुड से, स्कूल लेवल से ही हमारी एजुकेशन, हमारा माइंडसेट जो है वहां से शुरू होना है. अनफॉर्चुनेट पार्ट कंट्री का ये है, आवर गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स हैव बीन बिकम रिडेंडेंट. हमारे गवर्नमेंट स्कूल की भूमिका ही खत्म हो गई है. मेजोरिटी ऑफ द टीचर्स, द टाइप ऑफ असाइनमेंट विच इज बीइंग गिवन टू गवर्नमेंट टीचर्स, या तो वो जनगणना कर रहे हैं, या वो पोलियो के इंजेक्शन लगा रहे हैं, या वो इलेक्शन में जो है उनको लगा रखा है, या मिड डे मील में लगे हुए हैं. सो आवर गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स मोर और लेस हैज बीन vanished. So that's why that is affecting the quality of education. So again the revamping of those schools, revamping the conference building of those teachers, utilization of that infrastructure which is in the form of government schools, that has to be. Then good information system, गवर्नमेंट क्या कर रही है, आम आदमी को पता तो चले कैसी ट्रेनिंग देने वाली है, उसे क्या फायदा होने वाला है. मार्केटिंग ऑफ दैट वन, एडवर्टाइजमेंट ऑफ दैट वन हैज टू बी, एंड इवन आफ्टर टेकिंग ट्रेनिंग, एडवर्टाइजमेंट टू द इंडस्ट्रीज दैट दीस टाइप ऑफ मैन पावर्स आर अवेलेबल in different sectors, are it is available, you please do come forward and absorb that. So ये मैकेनिज्म पूरा एडवर्टाइजमेंट का, एजुकेट करने का जो मैकेनिज्म है, that has also to be strengthened in time to come. देन आपका जो है जो ऐसा ट्रेनिंग सिस्टम ऐसा होना चाहिए जो चेंजेस के साथ साथ अपने आप को भी चेंज कर पाए. एक स्टेगनेट ट्रेनिंग सिस्टम, आज आईटीआई भी हमारी फेल क्यों हुई कि आईटीआई में 30 साल पहले जो ट्रेनिंग दे रहे वही ट्रेनिंग वही आर्क वेल्डिंग आज करवाने हम लोग. बट the type of weldings which are there, it has changed enormously. It has been changed. Technology of welding, it has been changed, but the type of welding training which we are giving in ITIs 30 years back we have started, same type of training we are imparting. So it should be the responsive according to requirement. It has to change. Then recognition of skills and competencies, ensure the equity, everyone should be able to take part into that one. Adequate funds and training has to be. So thank you very much for giving opportunity to me. This is more or less this is the situation, and I think if seriously if you are joining hands, society is having lot of hopes from us. We can do something, at least some dent we can create for the betterment of the society. So thank you very much. I hope this program will be a very useful addition in your knowledge. It will be educating for every teacher of the centers who have been connected with us. Thank you very much.
हाँ, कुछ क्वेश्चंस अगर हो कैन डिस्कस.
Haji, do you have any question? GP Dehradun? GP Dehradun? Any question from your center?
This information given by Dr. Punia was very valuable, and we are going to start the community college in IT sector. So we are facing a problem regarding skill knowledge provider. Even in Dehradun, we are not able to get participation from industry. So how we can proceed? We have meeting with industries and other skill providers, but they are not giving encouraging response. So please guide us for getting skill knowledge provider.
In which sector you have started?
We are going to start in IT sector.
IT sector. And yours is Polytechnic? Yours is Polytechnic? It is Polytechnic?
Yeah.
And it is government Polytechnic? It is government Polytechnic? Yes. So even for your Polytechnic, yes, for your Polytechnic they'll be giving you the status of skill knowledge provider also. So in your Polytechnic you can become skill knowledge provider as well as the education part you can do. So that resolution of AICT is coming. I think in a very short time it will be coming, that your Polytechnic itself will be a skill knowledge provider. I think that problem will be sorted out.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. This will certainly sort out the problem.
Yes.
First is okay. Second is
so then another Polytechnic which we are having, where it is GP Polytechnic. GP Polytechnic. Any question from your side? Kala Dungri. Kala Dungri. Okay. GP Kala Dungri. Okay. ये नाम तो है. Any question from Kala Dungri? Okay, if there is no question, then question from Ambala. Any question? Ambala is connected also? No? Okay. Then this Gurgaon, Dronacharya group, Gurgaon, any question? It is connected?
Yes, connected.
Yes, from Gurgaon, any question? Are you getting my voice? Able to hear me? Gurgaon, are you able to hear me? Please respond.
No, Gurgaon.
Yes, yes, please respond. अरे थैंक यू से काम नहीं चलेगा, कुछ पूछिए, हम प्रोग्राम सिर्फ थैंक यू देने के लिए थोड़ा ही कर रहे हैं यार. Just please ask lot of money government of India is spending for these programs.
Okay, sir. आपने in your lecture you had said that the target for NITTTRs in terms of imparting training to students is 5 crores. Does that mean that you would be targeting 5 crore students and imparting vocational skills training to them?
Not NEETer, I am saying MHRD, Government of India. It is Government of India.
It is Government of India.
Yes, Government of India, MHRD, Government of India, MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource Development. We are part of MHRD. You people are also part of MHRD. Everyone,
right,
the higher education, lower education, all we are part of that education.
Okay, sir. Sir, another thing is that don't you think that we need to change our social mindset?
Yes.
Because you said about social acceptability. Now, if in the United States, you go to the United States after class 12th, a person becomes eligible for a job because he is also skills trained. A plumber, a carpenter, an electrician is treated at the same par, at the same level with an engineer or an architect.
Yes.
But in India, I think we have a long way to go before social acceptability for vocational skills training can be gained.
Yes. Because that blockage in mind we are having. In the past, जो वर्ण व्यवस्था थी हमारी, that blockage we are having in mind. उसमें के हिसाब से ही आदमी काम करता था. Now things have changed. Now things have changed. According to that one, that mindset of the society has to be changed, and for that purpose, we teachers will have to do serious efforts for changing the mindset of the boys, girls in the society. हमें जाना पड़ेगा, लोगों से बातचीत करनी पड़ेगी कि ये सिर्फ माइंडसेट लेके किसान का बेटा खेती ही करेगा, ये किसने कहा, कहाँ लिखा हुआ है ये? So they'll have to come out. That mindset has to be changed, and in that case, I am saying our role has to be very serious role.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Then another center of Dronacharya group, Noida we are having. Noida, yes, please ask some questions if you are having some queries. Noida, are you able to listen me? Noida, are you able to listen me, Dronacharya group?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir, the way, sir, challenges you have mentioned about enforcement of these programs, there seems to be very, huge efforts are required to solve these things.
Yes.
But this stage, can we think of some apex body or some other mechanism by which we can, integrate all these agencies and do something to control all this situation?
That's good. And apex body is there. Government of India is apex body. Prime Minister himself is looking after this. He is chairman of that council, National Skill Development Council. He chairman. He himself is looking after for those 500 million. But अब इतना डाइवर्स जो फील्ड है हमारा, इतना बड़ा कंट्री, आई सेड इतनी लैंग्वेजेस, इतना तरह के जो डिफिकल्टीज हैं, इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. बट एटलीस्ट एजुकेट तो करे, एक माइंड में स्पार्क तो अपन जनरेट करें. हमारा जो इस प्रोग्राम का भी उद्देश्य यही है कि एटलीस्ट हमारे यंग जो टीचर्स हैं उनके दिमाग में एक स्पार्क तो अपन क्रिएट करें, और कहीं से शुरुआत करनी पड़ेगी अपने को जो है.
थैंक यू सर.
Then Government Polytechnic Isar.
Yes sir.
Yes. Please बताओ, अब कोई दिक्कत है आप लोगों की?
सर हम ये जानना चाहते थे कि हरियाणा के हिसाब से सबसे बेस्ट कौन सा कोर्स हम चूज कर सकते हैं कि स्टूडेंट्स को मैक्सिमम बेनिफिट हो जॉब ओरिएंटेड.
इसार के हिसाब से क्या कर सकते हैं, बताओ, दोबारा बोलो.
हरियाणा के अंदर सर हम कौन सा ऐसा कोर्स हिसार के लिए चूज कर सकते हैं कम्युनिटी डेवलपमेंट में, ताकि बच्चों के लिए बेटर अपॉर्चुनिटीज हो जॉब के लिए या सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए.
अच्छा, एक तो आप लोगों को काम ये करना है कि आपके स्टेट का भी, जैसे मैंने वो सेक्टर्स बताए थे ना, हर सेक्टर में कितनी कितनी मैन पावर चाहिए, उसी तरह से हरियाणा का भी है सेक्टर वाइज। हरियाणा का भी इवन आपके डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाइज है कि किस डिस्ट्रिक्ट में किस किस क्षेत्र में कितने लोग चाहिए। जस्ट यू प्लीज गो थ्रू दैट डॉक्यूमेंट विच इज अवेलेबल ऑन योर हरियाणा टेक्निकल एजुकेशन वेबसाइट। उस वेबसाइट पे हरियाणा में, और दैट टू इन हिसार, what type of manpower is needed, please go through that one, and according to that one the training program has to be initiated.
Thank you, sir.
And then now Government Polytechnic Kashipur, are you able to listen me? Government Polytechnic Kashipur. Government, हाँ, Government Polytechnic, yes, आप बोले बोले प्लीज बोले, आई एम गेटिंग। देयर इज, देखो मैं क्वेश्चन पूछने आप लोगों को, इस तरह से मैं लंच पे नहीं जा।
अनाउंसमेंट करनी, अनाउंसमेंट करनी। Well, ladies and gentlemen, the afternoon session commences at 2 o'clock. So, Professor Y.K. Anand will be engaging the next session. So, please be in your respective seats exactly at 2 o'clock. Thank you. Have your